If you want to be a wise guy, you can do it anyway. If you want to be a strong man, you can do it anyway. If you want to be an Indian chief, cowboy, you can do it in the ring. You can't do it in the mall.
The most electrifying line in sports entertainment today. If you smell what the Rock is cooking.
Hate me if you can survive if I let you.
I'm figuring and thinking that nothing's gonna stop the Macho Man Randy Savage now. I'm the man. I'm the icon. And yes, Bruce can bow. I am God.
The number one show on the net that leads to the best in your head like Goldberg Net. For the punks and the perverts, this is not a work with Terry Funk and Knox Baker. Check Inchman and Barbie, they got the cheap heat, so sit back and have a seat. They got questions from the fans, in your head is the man from Australia to Japan.
Take down the road, get back to back stroke up the Mississippi.
We are bigger. We are faster. And we are all night long. All you idiots, punks, perverts, and fools, be sure and tune in and listen to this show.
All right, and we are live here once again at In Your Head Wrestling Radio on the internet icon, the pride of the pilgrims, the most honest man in all of podcasting Hollywood, Jackie Jones, along with my right-hand man, my audio soulmate, and the enforcer of the Headyverse.
1 inch biceps, the power goat. Bah! The boss, baby. I'm the man who tells you what to do. I am the king of all the marks. So, yeah, that's who I am. I guess.
Damn! And a big shout out to our producers, El Santos World, Brian Matthew Clutter, and our newest sponsor, The Lurker. Yeah! Booyah!
Boyaka, boyaka.
It's the last week intro to get yourself a Royal Rumble number. So
You need
all
'em.
you got to do, become a member here. It starts only $3 a month. Venmo or Super Chat, send in a Super Chat or video chat. There's only like 6 numbers, so you got to get in the first come, first serve. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 numbers. 8 numbers left. So to guarantee yourself one, become a member now. It starts at only $3. You can become a producer for 10, or Super Chat or Venmo, $5 or more, and boom, you can get yourself a Royal Rumble number or hold out and call in later in the show. If there's any left by then.
Mm-hmm.
There might not be any left by then. If you already have one, you could get it. You could get one and gift it out to a member of your choice.
Jackie Jones,
Mm-hmm.
my man. You're like my best friend ever in all the universe.
I fucking love you, Incher. Yeah, me and you
And
go
that's-
back decades. Incher. You're like my brother to me.
And
You are my best friend in all this goddamn world.
I want you to remember this after you get that big WWE settlement for stealing your design.
Boom,
Stealing it.
yeah. You know what?
I was watching Saturday night's main event. And Kevin Owens, he comes out with a shirt on that said, what was it? Cody sucked eggs. And I was like, I think my co-host made a shirt just like that.
Yeah, I sold one. It was like 7 days prior. So it is possible that he bought it and wore it on the show. It is a weird coincidence. But WWE Shop Zone is selling it. And before anyone says, oh, well, this is a design that the WWE owns, blah blah blah. No. I created it. I created it years ago. Even the late great Razor Ramon tweeted it out when he saw it. He was a big fan. So don't give me any bullshit that WWE owns a copyright. There was no copyright on Cody Sucks Eggs. He wasn't even there actually when I made it. I made it when he was in AEW. So WWE stealing my design just like the Yeet. I want my money, WWE.
You made the Yeet?
No, but someone else did and they stole it. Just saying, they steal some stuff. Now I'm a reasonable man, so I'll we can talk it out, WWE, but boom, you gotta show me some pesos.
Mm-hmm. And we're like the best friends ever. I mean,
Let's see where you're going.
You couldn't live without me. You wouldn't know how to function
without you.
Without me.
I
So
want to know.
Of course you're
how
gonna.
do I live without enjoy?
Help the king of the marks out, right?
Damn. Booyah. There might be a little money down there. Intro down where? Booyah. Down there.
No, I just it was bizarre when I just seen Kevin Owens come out with that shirt on. I was like, geez, that's like the same shirt that Jack designed. So I took a picture of my TV screen.
No shit, you dumb fuck! We know that, Lexar, you fucker, but I made the shirt. I created that design first.
Yeah, it was Dusty Sucks Eggs was the one that Terry Funk had. So you changed it to his son.
Right, years ago.
That's got to be like 40 million, right?
I think so.
Yeah, 40 million. Pay up. Give us that money, WWE.
Yes, I did, you stupid fuck. You
I
dumb fuck.
Money,
you dumb ass fucker. I created it years ago. Intra knows this. It's out in the world.
It was on the show.
It's on the internet. It's
on
my TeePublic page. It's on my Amazon merch sales. It's been bought. People have bought it. Razor Ramon, Scott Hall tweeted out. So you're a lying fuck or just stupid as shit. You're fucking wrong, Lexar. You're throwing out the misinformation, and I will not stand for it.
It is documented. It was. He did promote it on the show way before WWE ever did that and start selling them on their website. So it is already proven. It's 100% proven. I mean, there's no such thing as a time machine.
Right, it's out there. It's in the world. The proof is easy. Like, bam, there it is.
If there was Lexar, he would be like a senator or something right now. I would have coached him to being a senator instead of doing what he's doing.
I found this washed ashore on the beach. In my mind, this is a peg leg off a pirate.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a leg off a table, but I think it's a peg leg.
I don't think we're helping our case with WWE right now. I mean,
fuck the WWE. They're going to say this is a shillelagh that I stole off Hornswoggle and the fucking leprechaun dude. Well, he was the leprechaun.
And you're like, no, damn it, it's a peg leg that washed up on the beach. So there's a pirate out there without a leg somewhere. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Lexar, you're going in timeout for being dumb. That's what we're doing here. We're putting you in a timeout. Put user in timeout. How long does that last? We're going to put you in a timeout here. Now think about how wrong you are, and you can come back.
Job said, I'm glad we made it to the segment where Jack shows a bit of wood we found by a lake.
Boom! Yeah!
So we're all out. We go to the wooded lake.
WWE, you stole my design. It's the exact fucking design. You stole it.
Yeah. I was pretty
Kevin
shocked.
Owens, he probably went and bought it from
Look at this, WWE. You guys, you should steal this design from Jackie Jones.
I was the first to bring it to your attention, wasn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's got to be like a cool 2 million.
It
right?
was. I
you-
was pleased that
2
you
million for
discovered
me
it.
because I brought it to you. That's like
Mhm.
my finder's fee because none of the marks out there brought it to you.
That's
I
true.
brought it to you.
You knew right away because you're not a dumb fuck like Lexar. You're like, Jackie Jones made this. I've seen it with my own eyes. I'm not just, jizzing in my pants watching the strippers. I'm paying attention to what's going on. I'm not just sitting around talking to inanimate objects with my thumb up my ass. And I know that Jackie Jones made that design.
Mm-hmm. That's a good call ahead for Lexar's questions tonight.
Exactly.
But yeah, if he did buy the shirt off of you, I do think that is really cool. And
yeah, it is a weird
that is
coincidence
pretty
because I hadn't sold one for a while. I mean, I haven't shared it out for probably years, but it's still up there. So it was a weird coincidence. Someone bought one, and I noticed that the week before. Then boom, you show the picture, and I was like, then I thought, well, wait a minute, someone just bought this, and from T Public, I can't see the sizes, so I don't know or the color. On Amazon, it tells me the color and the size. So I don't know.
Yeah. So
it's a weird coincidence. Or some T-shirt or the WWE T-shirt designer bought one, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna pretend I made this."
Yeah, he's like, "This is a pretty good idea. I'm gonna steal it."
Thievery.
It's not right.
Lexar over here, he's washing the balls of the WWE. He's a bootlicker for corporations. Now, can you imagine this intro? The guys in the chat, we let him on this show every week, and he would rather suck on the balls of the big corporation than the little guy that's in the right.
That's how it is nowadays with the kids.
Yeah,
I don't understand it.
He's got his nose up in the taint of the WWE. He's fucking sucking on the scrotum. I'm ashamed. I say we remove Lexar from the Hall of Fame.
You're so hard for Lexar tonight.
He's gotta get voted back in the headies.
just pay no mind to him like everybody else does.
Like his parents.
I don't know that.
The only one who knows he's alive is the bouncer at the strip club to keep him out.
And he's just like, oh fuck, here's this guy again. All right, let's go.
Jack is I'm bullying the WWE. I'm bullying the $1 billion corporation. A bunch of dumb motherfuckers here in the chat room.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself for bullying WWE, bullying poor Studier and John by showing up on his shows. What the hell's the matter with you, Jackie Jones? What the hell's the matter with you?
Did I put the wrong guy? I think I put Jonathan Jackson.
What? Justice for Jonathan Jackson! Justice! How dare you? Because Lexar's comment, and I was like, I thought Lexar was putting time out. Oh, well, there's Jonathan Jackson back.
Yeah, but Jonathan Jackson is such a loyal, heady member. He doesn't even mind. He knows it was a mistake, and he still loves in your head anyway.
He said, "You betrayed me." Uh-oh.
I'm gonna get his love back. I am sorry, John. I am a fair man. I'm an honest man, and I'll admit when I'm wrong. And I wronged Jonathan Jackson, so I apologize to the Jonathan Jackson. And I betrayed him just like I betrayed Stuttering John.
You son of a. By going on other shows. I'm pretty sure that was like a foregone conclusion. Like as soon as
that
you
was
got involved
the
with
first day I talked to him. I had like a dozen people like warning me, like, "Oh, he's gonna turn."
It's going to happen. I think you knew it whenever you called in.
Yeah, everyone told.
You're beaming with excitement. And you're like, "Here it comes. Here's our big falling out."
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. That was way more entertaining than actually just talking to the guy.
Well, okay. There you go.
It was not fun to like just talk to the dude. Let's see. We're gonna zoom this. By the way, hit the like button, subscribe, share this out, do it up. All that is free and it helps out the show. So, Inchman, besides the no good, rotten WWE stealing my design, what else happened in the world of wrestling?
Well, I don't want to step on the Raw report.
Steps, trample it.
At the end of Raw, we did have a pretty good promo by CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. And it was kind of weird watching it because like CM Punk's telling Cody Rhodes that he's his friend, and I was like, this just seems so wrong, like a dig at AEW that he's like, you're my friend, Cody. And I'm like, how's he like such good friends with Cody and like supposedly he's friends with Matt and Nick Jackson and they've had like this big fight, and it's like, is Cody just such a tweener, or is he just he's just a disgusting human being. But it was building for CM Punk saying he was going to win the Royal Rumble and he's going to come and take Cody Rhodes' belt. And he said he was telling him to his face because they are friends. But are they really friends, or is it just like the writer wrote that? I mean, like,
have you ever heard of them being friends before this?
Not really.
I always heard they didn't like each other. So I remember when Cody first left.
I don't think you can believe a thing Cody Rhodes says, honestly.
Oh, no, definitely not. But I remember when Cody Rhodes first left AEW, or it was coming up, like they didn't even know he's going to sign. I remember people calling in, and it was the chat. It was all over the internet saying that he wanted the same deal Punk had. That's why there's been so many and then that's completely gone away. Now they all say he saw the writing on the wall and blah blah blah. But I remember at the time they were saying that he was mad that Punk got this great deal. Yeah. Now people forget that Cody or I think he still is friends with all the elite guys. They act like
he says they're still.
He thinks they're complete idiots or something. But it really just depends on that's kind of how Cornette puts it. That Cody just thinks those guys are complete morons and stuff. But that's just because he doesn't like those other guys. He likes Cody, but they were the guys that all got together and created the company.
Mm.
And they always said that he was the guy that wanted to be really anti-WWE on this show, not the other ones.
I can't imagine that the Bucks and Omega are like thrilled with Cody, because him leaving was a big like blow to their company. I mean, that's probably like started the downfall of AEW. I mean, Cody leaving was the first shot, and then CM Punk. That was definitely a huge blow.
Yeah. I don't think they ever recovered, honestly.
No, they haven't. It's ruined a lot of their reputation and credibility for the company or whatever.
Yeah, there's a lot of problems besides that, but I think that really hurt a lot. And then with the rise of WWE, so there's a lot of things. Vince McMahon being gone, and then WWE really hitting its stride and stuff. It's going to be really hard for AEW to bounce back, especially when they're, the booking is really all over the place and not great.
So it was funny watching this promo. Like, Cody, I have no love for whatsoever, and CM Punk I like, but I do recognize that he's a big part of why AEW.
Oh yeah, of course.
I
don't blame him as much because I think he was kind of in the right in a lot of stuff. Plus, he didn't he didn't create the show, or you know what I mean. He wasn't a vice president or something.
Yeah, I don't hold it against him as much because he was just a talent.
Yeah, and he was fired. It wasn't like where Cody left.
I think he wanted to get fired, though. I think
maybe, but still, he still was, fired. I mean, it is a completely different situation.
Mm-hmm. It is different, but I like I say, I have no love for Cody whatsoever. So I was watching these two do a promo, and I can realize that they're doing something good, but it's like I still have some what do you call it, animosity for
I'll always like
I'd say animosity towards Punk, but just hatred towards Cody.
I'll always be a Punk fan. I really disliked his first promo. That's the only thing I really had problem with was that first promo when he was like, "I'm home." That was real bullshit.
Like the only way, excuse me, had some Chinese food earlier today, and maybe a little. But anyways, no. That's
a little
totally
poontang.
totally false.
All right.
But the only thing that I think I would actually like Cody Rhodes is if he opened up his mouth and he just puked out his lungs and then he fell down on the mat and he just died right there. I'd say that was a hell of a move.
Hardcore stuff.
That was a hell of a move by Cody Rhodes right there. I like that.
Holy shit! Yeah, all kidding aside, I'll never say he's a bad wrestler or anything like that, but I am surprised the crowd has not turned on him because
I think their
promos are so phony, and it's always braggadocious. I guess the world's just changed because he's just bragging about how much money he has, and back in the day, this would have been stuff that not even that long ago, because I think it's why the AEW crowd turned on.
You weren't supposed to like Ric Flair because he was bragging about his Rolex.
Yeah, they've really reversed him and Dusty's position. In the NWA, Dusty was the everyman, and Ric Flair was the rich guy and stuff. And so you booed the rich guy, and you were rooting for the everyman. And now it's reversed actually, because Kevin Owens is the heel, and he's like the everyman. And then Cody's the big baby face, and he's all manicured and talks about his suits and his shoes costing a fortune. It's very strange.
Mm-hmm. Parker Boudreaux deserves better in AEW. I don't think he's with AEW anymore. I think he's
damn. Yeah. What about
I think Jones is the only man who's ever stood up for Parker Boudreaux.
Well, he does have a tattoo. He got a tattoo to cover up the scar on his broken leg. A big Parker Boudreaux tattoo.
Oh, I didn't know that. So they tattooed him while it was still broken?
Oh, I mean, well, it's still broken, yeah.
Yeah, damn.
He's hardcore. Well, I think, that is crazy to get a tattoo while your leg's broken. But
it's just go ahead. I don't know if it'll
Jones
ever
is
heal.
Such a man. Just like all the members of In Your Head, except for that bitch Lexar, they are all men and women of the Headyverse.
Kevin Owens is right. What about Cody? I think he's right about Cody. I think he's lifted a lot of my stuff and used it against Cody, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's strange that Cody's the baby face and all this. Justice for Trench. A #1 show on the net, Dave Deadman walking. Booyah!
Well, Jackie Jones.
By the way, sometimes I'm going to play an old classic interview to start the show in case I'm here a little early. I think it's kind of cool to get people into the show. But I did notice a lot of people thought it was live, but it was not. It was, it was an interview from 2008.
That is far from being live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's definitely in the can.
Yeah, and the second interview was a lot newer, but the first one was Matt. If you come here and there's an audio only interview playing, the odds are it's an old interview just playing before the show, and then I edit it out afterwards. So I just think it's fun, something to play while people are waiting for the show to start.
Do you want to hear some Britt Baker drama, Jackie Jones?
Booyah! I heard she did not have sexual encounters with someone other than her significant other.
That's what she's saying, but Conan's saying differently. I think that it was her response to Conan saying something, but yeah. Conan,
how would he know?
100. Yeah, well, that's what I'm wondering. How would he know for 100%? And he's heard something from somebody, but
yeah,
I guess.
But, that's as much as everyone hears something from everybody.
I don't know. I think he does get a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, about Penta.
He
said Tony was going to get a shock about something that's a person who's about to leave, and he was meaning Penta. So.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing though. Someone's like contract and stuff, but
Yeah.
look, people have rumors about like even just in regular life, like, oh, so and so's cheating on so and so, and I mean, rumors go around. That don't mean they're true. Also, I don't really think it's cool to even talk about it.
Like I'm not sure why he brought it up.
Is he even friends with either of them? I don't think he's friends with Adam Cole or nothing.
I think he was mad because Britt never introduced herself and did the old handshake thing, or it's kind of disrespecting him. I guess she didn't know the secret handshake. I mean, she should have did the secret handshake with him, I guess. And
this
so,
is interesting.
So his payment, his receipt for that was just telling the world that she cheated on Adam Cole.
Damn. Yeah, but she went out. She never touched about nothing, but she goes out there and she's like, this didn't happen. So I don't know. Maybe, who knows? But I'll say this. This is Intra and I's secret handshake when we meet. Well, it's we meet up and we go, whoop.
But not with our hands. I mean.
No, that's a beep, 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 beep. Talking after midnight. So, Inch, I gotta admit, I haven't watched wrestling because I've been very busy guy.
Reach around to the floor.
Whoa! We're going back to our Fan Fest days. You'll reach around.
Jack yells, he wants some more. He wants some more.
Lick it up. Yeah.
Now you're changing it to that. Yeah. I ain't got anything for Lick It Up. I mean, Lick It Up's like a parody in itself.
What?
I mean,
it's the greatest Kiss song of all time.
I don't think so.
Go on and lick it up.
I could name about 5 other songs of Kiss that is better than Lick It Up. I think.
What?
I don't know.
Are
what
you insane? How could something be better than Lick It Up?
It is fun just because it's like, oh, this is like one of the worst Kiss hits ever. And it's with them without their makeup, and it's like, why'd they decide to do that? But anyways.
So we got dumbass Lexar. He says Jack jokes interest chicken. Literally, that would mean that that you have chickens and that I kill them.
I live in the city. I don't live out in the country or anything.
Yeah, you're not the fucking roadkill or one of the.
I'm not like a Briscoe.
Briscoes, yeah.
Yeah. And if Jack was out there choking one of Mark's chickens, he'd probably be like, "Hey, yeah, choke that chicken, yeah. I'm gonna eat it tonight, son."
Jeez, I'm an animal lover, and Booyah! Rock and Roll All Night is the greatest Kiss song of all time. I am sticking with Lick It Up.
That's a bold stance, Jack, but I think Steven might be onto something. I have to go with Toronto Stevie. But there was that report from Wade Keller saying that Britt Baker is done with AEW, not by her own hands, but they're saying Tony Khan, he's just had it. He's had it with Britt Baker,
if all this stuff is true, I think he should just fire a lot of people who don't show up.
Well, I think that it's like we kind of assume that people aren't showing up, but I think the thing is he's just not.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. So I hate to even say that. So I'll say this: if he try, I think it's different. I think Rusev really just doesn't show up. So if it's someone who won't do anything and doesn't show up, to me they should just be fired. If it's someone that you just leave at home and then they actively want out, I think you should just let them go. I think that's bullshit, honestly. And because that's what Ricky Starks claims, like he's been ready to come back. So he just doesn't use them. I think it's also a bad I think it's bad for morale. I think it's bad sign to the other wrestlers. It's like, well, if I don't want to do anything, I'll just not do it. And I can just sit at home and get paid the same amount. I mean, that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
I never liked that petty stuff in wrestling, so I'm not going to like it just because I've been an AEW fan. I always say that kind of stuff in WWE, and I think it's bad because that was part of the thing. That's some of the reason why people would go to AEW. It's like, well, they're not, it's you're happier. You're not going to get this petty shit. But if they're going to do it in AEW too, it gives people less of a reason to sign there if given the chance between the two.
Jonathan Jackson says Rusev is stuck at home. Tony won't get him a plane ticket. So Rusev is just like, guess I'll play some PlayStation 5. That Lana
Jojo Brown says he loves Detroit Hot Pot, Detroit Rock City.
Detroit Rock City's a good tune by Kiss.
You know what? I'll be honest. I don't think there is a good tune by Kiss. I think Kiss kind of sucks.
You don't like Detroit Rock City? I mean, you got to recognize that it's people love that song. Or
people love the Fast and Furious movies. That don't mean I think they're good.
Or Rock and Roll All Night Long. That's a good one. Or
They Blow.
You just don't like Kiss?
No. Nope.
Jeez.
No for me from Kiss. Boom. Except for Lick It Up. That's the only song I think that they nailed. Look, yeah, Job's right. Kiss fucking sucks. Jobs, I knew that's why I love you. Intra's always trashing you behind your back.
I just don't think you can say they suck.
I've always said Job's a good man.
I just think it's like you could say you don't care for them, but I don't think
exactly
you can just be like,
they
Kiss sucks. I don't think you can say that.
I just did
because they're pretty proven that they've had some pretty big hits.
So what?
So you're just saying you like Lick It Up to be an asshole, right?
No, that's a fantastic tune. But look, the Fast and the
you're
Furious
just saying like
make a lot of money. Would I say, oh well, these are great movies? No, they suck.
But I mean, I just think that they're proven, and you need
just
to.
Just because something makes money doesn't mean it's good.
You need to respect it, Jack.
Why?
Because they're kids.
Why? I don't care if they're loaded. In fact, I think Gene Simmons is an asshole. He's just always looking for more ways to make money. So they make money. That doesn't mean I love people make money. I don't like their music. I think they suck.
Man, that's awful harsh. I like some of their tunes. I'm not saying
that's
my
fine.
favorite.
I don't care.
You should care.
Kick your ass, bitch.
I like to see you try, motherfucker.
Exactly. They wore elaborate costumes to hide the fact that they suck ass.
All right. John Brown, I think you just have to recognize the Gods of Thunder. They got some good tunes.
Nope.
They do.
Nope.
I mean, there's no disproving that fact that they have some good tunes.
They suck. But you know what doesn't suck? The Royal Rumble contest. So boom, get your number, become a member here. It starts like $3 a month, or you can Venmo or Super Chat, or you can join us here.
The contest that I invented, but Jack likes to credit Buck Winchester.
Buck Winchester did, as far as I remember.
Yeah,
as
far as I remember,
for 20 years, and then all of a sudden, have the Blues interest. Oh no way, I invented it.
Well, honestly, I never brought it up because I figured you would take credit for it. But I was thrown for a curveball when you said Buck Winchester came up with it, because I was the one who came up with it.
I remember Buck emailing about it.
He did not. You just want to credit Buck everything. You're like,
it's the only thing I've ever credited for the man. What else have I ever credited him for?
You're like, oh, Friday Night Fever was such an innovative idea.
You invented the Friday Night Fever?
Here I am. I'm just like, I kind of did invent the name, because I called in sick from work and I said, call the show Thursday Night Fever. You remember?
No, I don't remember.
That show was called Thursday Night Fever because we're doing like a special show, and I called in sick from work just to do it. And I said, call that show this. So
Yeah,
I kind of did
Neville.
come up with the name, bitch.
Lexar's gonna be, no, you didn't. It was WWE created everything.
Stole it from me. So you're giving me some of that big WWE settlement you're gonna get. I came up with I remember exactly where I was when I came up with the Royal Rumble contest.
On
The
the
building's
shitter?
not even there, but it was at my old job I worked at. I was sitting in the nurses station and I thought of it, and then I started talking to you about it. And then you're like, yeah, that's a good idea. And you did the bag of holding thing with Big Show coming out of it.
Yeah, that was on the Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the original
It was in our
concept was-
early days.
it was 2005, our first year. So, or 2006 actually, the second year. The original concept was I put numbers on different dice and pulled them out. I don't even know why, just because I had a dice bag, I guess. And and the image was Big Show coming out. I don't know why it was the Big Show, but
I think you just wanted somebody who was like,
it was
doing
a fucking
pose
piece of
and-
shit.
See, you do like shit, don't you?
Well, I mean, I've been talking to you for years.
Incorrect. Incorrect.
I thought Incher was just saying we were best friends because he was being honest, but now I found out he's just trying to get something from me.
What do you mean? We're best friends, buddy.
Now I'm
like-
fucking heartbroken. I came on this show. I was wide-eyed. I was exuberant. I was full of love. And then I got fucking piece of shit, no good, worthless, dumbass Lexar, like sucking up to the WWE, washing their balls, licking their boots. And then I got Incher just trying to butter me up to
How disappointed do you think I am that I came on here all like enthused about my enthusiasm about Kiss, and then you're just like, they suck.
fuck Kiss.
You're gonna
Fuck
lick
the
it up.
Kiss.
You're gonna lick it up, bitch.
Woo, woo, woo. Oh, to lick it up. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but what else we got in the news? I don't know. So, do you think Britt Baker's done with the AEW, or do you think she'll be back? I think
I just sold an old AEW shirt I put on eBay.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, a beer money shirt.
that would be a TNA.
Oh, I meant TNA, old
Yeah.
TNA. I put on a bunch of old TNA shirts.
Beer money.
All right, go on. I'm sorry about that. What you're saying?
Do you think Britt Baker should try to make amends and try?
All right. So first of all, I'll just say this: I would need to know all the backstory and what's going on. So, I mean, if they treated her shitty or something, I don't know. But it does seem like she doesn't have a great attitude. I'll be honest. I mean, if one person says something, who really knows? But there's been lots of stories, about her. So it's most likely she's hard to deal with. Now, that granted, I do think most people who are either big stars or can be big stars have that in them to not necessarily be easy to deal with. And there was a time she was definitely the most over woman in the company, probably up until Toni Storm. I would say she's been the most over woman in the history of the company. And at one point, I kind of think she was just the most over person in the company. Now, does that mean you can just be, an asshole or something? No, but she was valuable. And it does seem like originally I just thought they squandered her, which they have a history of doing, but maybe there is more to the backstory. I don't know. Either way, I am a fan of her as a character, and I would like to see her either, do well in AEW or, go to WWE and do well. I do think if she does have a bad attitude, the odds of her making in WWE are not good.
Well, I'm wondering if
she
that
would
would
go
even...
there and she did do well, it might prove her naysayers wrong. So I don't know.
But I'm thinking because they've made WWE seemed a little cold on Phoenix because he was saying he was being treated inhumane at AEW and stuff.
Yeah, but I still think they're just going to bring him in whenever.
I think they will, but I'm just saying, if they catch wind of all this Britt Baker stuff, are they even going to want to bring her in?
Yeah, I think it just depends on because I don't know. Does Cody like her? Does Punk like her? I think Punk was a big fan of hers. So
Well,
if she has people in that company that like her, that makes a big difference.
mhm. I think Punk likes her. I think
Yeah.
Punk might like her a lot. But I think Cody, there was a rumor about her not getting along with Brandy, and Cody kind of said that wasn't true, but I don't believe a fucking word that Cody Whitrose said.
No, I don't either. No, I mean he
So-
was either lying all along or lying now, but either way, he's a liar.
Mhm. So he's not a very reliable source. Until I see like Brandy and Britt Baker like hugging or something, I'm gonna be like, all right, I don't know
Brandy,
about that.
you're a fine girl. What a good wife you'd be.
Are you
You
trying
think he
to
sang her
put-
that song before he married her?
I think you're trying to put the moves on Brandy now. Jeez.
She's a fine girl.
Hmm.
I remember this back in the day. Inter will say he thought of the idea, but back in the day, I thought a good gimmick for the Big Show would be like a Louis C.K. gimmick, where he was just kind of like a lovable loser guy. It was like the Louis C. Not the Louis C.K. that made people watch him jack off, but the Louis C.K. from the show Lucky.
He asked permission though, from what I hear. But
I agree. I agree with that. I know this is not everyone will agree with me on this. And I think it's warranted to make jokes about him and maybe not want to work with them or whatever. But nothing he did was like criminal. He did ask people, "Can I jerk off in front of you?" And it wasn't people who worked for him, which is kind of the way it's put, because this was before he had anyone working for him. And I don't know. Do I think it's weird and you can joke about it? Sure. Do I think he should be blackballed forever? No.
What's the way you go about that though? Like, is it all right?
You remember like when we were sharing rooms at Fan Fest and I was like, "Hey, do you mind?"
Yeah, you just kept begging me. I was just like, oh, whatever, go ahead.
Yeah, see, I just wore you down. And what would you have done if I really did ask? I mean, you'd probably think I was joking at first, but I've heard people talk about it, actually. And they just said like sometimes they didn't care if he did it. You know what I mean? Sometimes they weren't in the mood, so they told him no, and he just wouldn't do it. And sometimes they knew that was like his kink. So, and he wasn't actually doing anything to them. So I guess some people say, "Hey, whatever you want to do." I don't know.
It is a little out.
Oh, it's weird and it's funny, but I don't think it should be something like that. You get blackballed, like lose your whole career over.
Do you think he still has that urge, though? Do you think it's like?
I think he did it quite a long time ago, so I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe it's he's past it by now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Huh. I didn't think we'd really go into Louis C.K. on this show.
Yeah, it's a very topical talking point.
Oh, Job's brought up.
Louis.
Job's brought up Jordan Grace going to WWE. I think that's cool. I'm pretty sure that they've wanted her ever since the last Royal Rumble that she.
Yeah, good for her. I say she's very talented. She deserves to be on a bigger platform. One of the most talented women wrestlers.
Phenomenal shape. I mean, she's looking good and she does a great job. So yeah, I think Ivy Niles got to be a little worried because they got the better one. Like she kind of sucks. She looks
Jordan Grace. So all right, so this TNA thing.
Yeah, it's a bunch of bullshit.
It'll get them some buzz short term, but in the long term, they probably just won't exist eventually. Because
think about it, Jack. What are you saying? They will not go away no matter what. I mean, who thought they would be here in 2025?
Not me, that's for sure. But the thing is, so I get it. They can have another company that they technically won't ever buy it, I don't think, because that gives them an out. Like, we're not a monopoly because this other company exists that we're bankrolling, but we don't own. So it gives them this out, and if they try to stop AEW from being on other channels, they can say, well, like technically maybe it's not illegal since there's this other
Yeah.
company. I don't know. It's all very shady. But just for TNA itself. So I can
How can you
foresee
be a
that
TNA
wrestlers.
fan though? Like, it's like if you get anybody who's going to become anything,
Oh, exactly.
WWE's just going to take them away.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. So it's gonna, if you're given the choice, it used to be if you were given the choice, you'd be like insane to go to TNA. But now I could see someone being like, both TNA and AEW's offering me whatever. I know that if I go to TNA, I do have a better shot of going to WWE now since they have the working relationship.
Mhm.
But if you're TNA, like anytime someone takes off, they're just going to bring them up to their show.
Yeah. And
And
anybody who
probably
says,
they're probably going to bring them to NXT, which makes your cup even look worse, honestly, because you're
Mhm.
like AAA. You're like AAA baseball. You're like the stepping stone to the developmental of the real company. And I mean, eventually that's not going to be a great look. I don't think. I mean, I could be wrong, but history's not been good to any company that's had that kind of relationship with the
Yeah.
WWE.
they're just pissing down their back and telling them that it's raining.
Yeah. Now, what's the alternative? I don't know. Probably just to be kind of a nothing company. So I don't know if they really have a better alternative or not.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it improves their standing. I mean, as far as like, if people know that the WWE's heavily involved with them. So it's so strange seeing WWE bring up and make TNA references on the show, But,
Well, I know it is really weird. And I think I think there's a lot of shady ideas here because now the perception will be, since WWE talks about TNA, that they're the number 2 promotion. I think almost all this is to like hurt AEW. That's honestly what I believe.
Yeah.
Do you think the TNA video archives are worth much? As
or
much
something.
because they have so many. You get all the AJ Styles stuff.
Mhm.
There's a lot of even there's some early Punk stuff. Not a lot, but you have all those early footage. But I don't know how much any archives are worth anymore because they always say that no one really watches that stuff on any of the network.
Yeah.
So I
Well,
don't
it's
know
just
if
like-
any of it's worth that much.
You don't really have time to go back on wrestling. Like,
I
if you
don't.
wanna
I don't
stay
have time
current-
to watch all of it that's on currently.
Yeah, if you want to stay current, I mean, that's a lot of freaking wrestling you got to consume a week.
Yeah.
And it's like, then go back and watch like old stuff. I mean, yeah, that's kind of hard to do. And even when you do go back and watch old stuff, you'll find out there's like some stuff on the show is good, but then you get like a lot of just nothingness, like you only remember the good stuff.
Yeah. There's always been a lot of real crap.
Mhm.
Like people that people do that with everything that they grew up with. They look at it like, oh, this was the greatest stuff that ever existed. But I mean, I watched wrestling my whole life and I loved it, but there was a lot of real bad, like even the stuff I loved NWA in the 80s, but there was a lot of really bad stuff on it. And then like the wrestling I grew up with, Saturday, morning wrestling stuff. Do I want to go back and watch that? No, I mean, it was just all squash matches, and maybe a couple of those would be fun, but like the idea of watching hours of that, it doesn't interest me. I watched all the Monday Night War stuff live, so I really don't want to go watch that again. I think watching maybe like an older Royal Rumble is probably fun or something like that, but I used to do it when I was younger. I just don't really have the time now because I have a lot of other stuff, and I try to watch current wrestling, and I have a hard time keeping up with that. So, like you said, the idea of also watching all this stuff I've already seen is just really not happening.
Yeah, I mean, I watched Saturday night's main event, Raw, Collision, Dynamite from last week, SmackDown's 3 hours.
Yeah,
that's a lot of stuff to get ready for the show. Like,
yeah, and then the idea, like now I got to watch another 4 or 5 hours of old wrestling.
Just like old wrestling that's people aren't even really talking about right now,
Yeah.
So, it's too much. Power Ranger X here welcome to the chat. He says, Undertaker, one of my big time favorites. We like the Undertaker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, his wife used to supposedly she was like talking to us. It may have been fake, but we think it might have been Michelle McCool. She was into the show, and we probably said something bad about the Undertaker, and she's like, "Fuck these guys."
Well, yeah, I used to call him the MMA zombie.
Yeah,
I did say something about I don't know who what was it, the Tori Wilson. What was that show? It was like TLC. It was Tori Wilson, something with an L. Michelle,
Michelle McCool or
no,
Michelle. What was the other one?
It was the ring announcer. She's back now. What's her name?
Oh, Jillian Garcia.
No. Is that her name?
Garcia something. Isn't it Jillian? Or
Lillian.
Lillian.
So it's Tori, Lillian, and someone else with an M. But anyway, remember they started a show on the internet. They came on the show. And then I was on their show one time. And supposedly I said something that made one of them upset, and then that was the end of the relationship.
Wasn't it Lillian? I thought it was Lillian.
I'm pretty sure it was Lillian, yeah.
Jeez. Yeah. What'd you say?
I don't know. I remember at the time though, the guy that was running that, Kevin Undergaro.
Yeah, the is that Maria Menounos?
Yeah, because he wanted me to come up to Cambridge and do something with her, and he's like, to see it's about all this stuff, and he'd call me up, and he just kept telling me to see myself as a brand, blah blah blah, and then bam, something happened with Lillian, and then it was just bam, that's it, all done.
Dead to him.
Yeah.
Did you do it on purpose, or was there a part of you that was just like
probably? I think I'm very self-destructive.
I like this whole,
not so much anymore, but back in the day, I think. Yeah.
I like this whole taking off thing, but I can't leave Venture.
Candice Michelle, that was the other one.
Candice Michelle, that's it. You're like, I can't leave Venture. I can't leave him behind. I got to stay in the muck with him.
I would have took you with me. I'd be like, here's my little pal.
And they're like, he sounds like a hick. Get rid of him.
I don't think I could have took Maria Menounos, whatever her name is. But anyway,
took her laugh. Then
I see her on sometimes when you're at the theater, they show she does some weird wouldn't that be weird if you did a show that's just like a 2-minute show between trailers at
before a movie comes on?
What is that even? She
used to be on Extra, I think, but now I guess that's all she does. I think she got sick or something and she stopped doing Extra. Right. Yeah, I think she had some health problems and she started doing Extra. Or no, she stopped doing Extra, and then that's all she does as far as I know. That and a few appearances for WWE.
Yeah.
You and that guy, you need to make up with him.
He's on my Facebook. I'm going to go message him.
Just tell him you're thinking of yourself as a brand. See if that wins him over. I'm thinking of myself as a brand right now. What brand are you, Jack?
So I talked to someone about coming back on for our it's really the 21st year, but I'm just saying it's the 20th year of the show.
They ask for money.
No, they're probably going to come on. Okay. I'll just throw this out here. It's an awfully big hit, but bro, listen, bro, come on, bro.
I have no clue who you're talking about.
Yeah, it's a really hard one to figure out.
I used to hate him so much, but I think anymore I'm just kind of indifferent. I'm like, yeah, I guess he wasn't so bad. The absence makes the heart grow fonder, I guess.
Yeah.
It's kind of he's just such a character, man. It's just it's hard to hate him. He's involved with so much. There's a man who's hard to hate right there.
Yeah, Steven. He's slicking the hair back.
Ludite's a gentleman and a scholar.
Got the punk shirt on. I like that. Mm-hmm. What's up, Johnny boy? Johnny Cakes.
Not much.
How you doing?
Yeah.
Good. Huh?
I think I'm one of those old people that's watching too much news and
No.
getting
Yeah.
upset.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely
It
easy to get
happens.
upset by the news. I'll say that.
Yeah.
You guys become the new state.
When my dad sees a certain politician on TV, he starts cussing like he wants to fight somebody almost. He's
Yeah.
like, that damn son of a bitch!
I think we will
I
wind up
like to
fighting.
kill that fucker. I'm like, whoa.
We will wind up fighting.
I'm like,
won't
I'm like to the point where I'm like, I don't want to like calm him down. I'm like, I'm kind of scared for my safety just sitting beside him. I'm like,
You're like, but he gave us an ad-free rod.
no, it's not that one, Jack. I'm sorry.
Let's see. Brand awareness, 1-inch biceps.
Mhm. There you go. Buy these seps. Yeah, buy these seps, baby. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah. So that's watching the news in my house.
Yeah.
Look at that. It's the Outrunners, baby.
We got the Outrunner shirt, and we look at this.
I like that. Did you get the fanny pack yet?
No, that'd be pretty sweet though. Come on, AEW, don't miss the boat on the Outrunner.
I think the boat has been missed.
I
I'm sorry,
agree.
Jack.
God damn
It's
it!
like, come on, AEW. You get these people over, and then you're just like, oh, well, we'll just.
Instead of putting the tag belts on the nothing happening private party, you should have put them on the Outrunners.
Well, they
Even in
didn't.
losing to the Hurt Syndicate, they still would have had they would have had a fun run, and I don't think they would have been hurt losing to Hurt
Yeah.
Syndicate.
No.
You know, and you could still do a feud or something. But now, like, there's no way do I see them beating the Hurt Syndicate. So, like, yeah, I think they're just going to be around. And
I think
Good
Private
time.
Party was put the boo-boo faces on, and they're complaining about not getting
bad.
into titles. I think that was a make good.
They've done nothing of interest since
Yeah, exactly.
since they beat the Young Bucks in like their first show.
There's nothing. I mean, and I don't think they ever should have had the titles to begin with.
I agree 100%.
I felt something because I was there that night, and I felt like the Young Bucks was just kind of like doing it as a make good, basically.
No,
Like,
remember
let's just-
how over the Outrunners were. If they would have been the guys to dethrone the Young Bucks, I think that would have been a huge moment.
Yeah,
And the crowd was already behind them.
I can't disagree. I think the Outrunners could have been huge, but I think they've missed the mark.
So, oh, by the way, so earlier today, I interviewed Jim Perrick from
Jim Parrish.
True Blood. I know
Oh,
you're a big
okay.
True Blood fan.
True Blood.
Yeah,
what
he was
character
like
did
he
play?
was like the innocent kind of guy, like kind of the.
You're not talking about the guy that was Milton on Office Space, are you?
I don't think that's him.
Let me look him up.
Jim Perrick, Parrack.
Let's see. Jim.
Parrack.
Oh yeah, he was the blonde,
White.
the redhead's like boyfriend.
Yeah, Hoyt. So I
Yeah,
interviewed him and Rory Karp, who Rory Karp actually made the Ric Flair documentary Nature Boy for ESPN 30 by 30.
Mhm.
So I interviewed them about their new film Grace Point, which was really cool. I was also supposed to also have John Owen Lowe on, but he no-showed probably because he thinks he's too big. But the other two guys were great. And I brought my Ric Flair action figure.
Who's the other guy that you?
Rory Karp, who he directed the Nature Boy 30 by 30 episode. He also did a documentary about CM Punk. He's done a ton of documentaries. This was his first narrative feature film.
Yeah.
But anyway, in this movie, Cowboy James Storm is in this film.
Hell
Plays
yeah.
one of the heavies.
Did he come in and he was like, I want to drink some beer?
He did not.
That's my character. Give me a beer.
He did not.
A beer.
So,
But he played he played like just a henchman guy, but he was pretty good in that role. It was actually a really good movie though. I would recommend it. Grace Point. It's not a horror movie or anything, but I know the producer, and so he set up.
Okay.
But yeah, it was fun. And Jim Parrick is a big horror fan, and he was too. The other guy said he liked, he knew Freddy Krueger, and I'm like, well, it's Freddy Krueger. But Jim Parrick was bringing up like,
it's Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, little kids shouldn't play with dead
no.
things, and like he knew Wicker Man. He knew like real horror movies. So
okay.
You know that little kid shouldn't play with dead things. When I was a kid, they had the TV guide, and they said it was a black comedy. So I turned it on and went, wait, there's no black people in this. Where are all the black people?
Like, where are the Wayans brothers?
Yeah, they said it's a black comedy.
I don't see Eddie Murphy in this.
Yeah.
But Eddie Murphy would play all the parts.
Well, not going there, but yeah.
Look at this. My boy Bruce Briscoe, unlike that dumbass turncoat Lexar, Neil Jones, don't you have a copyright trademark on the Cody Sex Ed t-shirts? I would actually, because I created the design. And when you just create a design and put it up for sale, it does create a copyright. So, in fact, I would have a copyright on that.
So what are you going to do? Are you just going to sit
Maybe
there and take it? Are you just going to sit there and take it? Or are you going to stand up to WWE and not be a little bitch just running his mouth on the internet? What are you going to do?
Stand up for the in your head. Stand up for the little man. Don't let the big corporation just steal my stuff.
They stole it. They're laughing at you.
Sue their balls off, Dave Deadman says. I'm going to sue the balls right off the WWE. They will be a ballless corporation. I saw they actually sold Titan Towers. That is kind of weird.
Oh.
Yeah. I guess they didn't need it anymore. So
yeah, it's like cursed. Wouldn't you feel weird being there? It's just like this place where like all these people are like sexually assaulted.
Triple H walks in and he's like, just that smell of shit still in the air. I can't get rid of it.
Someone needs to go back and because they've done a lot of shit like angles and I don't mean shit as like it sucked. I meant like actual feces related like things in WWE. And then you're just like, man, was Vince like? I know he's laughing, but was he actually like getting off on it?
Yeah, he was. I don't kiss my ass.
Fucking creep.
He for sure was.
Yeah, like they drop shit on people, and I remember like the British Bulldog like took like a rock bottom and like a bunch of dog poop once. Some weird ass shit.
Galgo 13. Right. He says, "Get Cornette's lawyer," and I don't think you want to do that.
Yeah,
you want to get Shaheen's lawyer because he beat Stephen P.
That's true. This is the time to do it. I'll be like Cornette. We've got Benihuru coming on the show. Do you want to help me out with some legal trouble?
I don't think he'd be so willing to help.
Yeah. I saw Gogo brought up something else I wanted to bring up earlier, but I forget. I'm going to be real here. All kidding aside, Lexa, you know I don't hate you. But at the same time, if you're going to be a dick to people, which you often are, you can't be so thin-skinned. Dish it out and take it, and you can't take it so good. So if you're going to dish it out, if you're going to troll people, you got to be able to take some back and not be a bitch. That is rule number one of being a troll. And I'm an old school troll. I know this stuff.
Bruce Briscoe wants to know, are you selling the Cody Sucks Egg shirt right now?
Yeah, they're on my TeePublic page, and I believe they're also on my Amazon page.
I remember Jack going on that show. It was Maria's AfterBuzz TV.
Yeah, that's it. They called me the internet. And I remember when I called in, she's like, "And you're an internet icon." I mean, the way they said it just seemed so bizarre. Like it was like a real like thing. Like I was like voted the internet icon or something.
There you
That's
go.
all
Well,
shit.
you used it well, right? So
All right.
They got internet icons on Raw now. They're like, this guy's like one of the biggest streamers ever, and I'm like, I don't care. And then they're like, here's a rap guy, and I'm like, I don't know who he is. And then they're like, here's another rap guy, and I'm like, who the fuck is that?
That's not the Fat
And then-
Boys.
Then they're like, exactly. If it was the Fat Boys, I'm like, that's one of the Fat Boys. And I'd be
Chubby
really
Checker
excited.
and the Fat Boys do the twist.
I wonder if the Fat Boys lost weight, and that's why you don't hear about them anymore.
Yeah, now they're just the boys. Now they're just the
Yeah.
men, probably. I guess.
Caught
Now they're the boys
diabetes, and he was
anymore.
like, damn it, I got to give up my gimmick. I got to lose the weight.
"All
But-
you can eat for was $1.95 or something."
And then apparently, like, Atlanta is just filled with nothing but rappers because there was 1 million rappers on the show. And I'm like, and then they had a guy come out with freaking Jay Uso. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? And then the guy was big leaguing him, getting up on the fucking table. He wasn't doing it. He was just standing there going. And here's Jay Uso doing all this. And he's just standing there like, it's like, get up on the table. I don't even know who the hell you are. And he's not doing it. He needs to do it.
Where the hell's DJ Curly Bear?
That would be better than all these other rappers. I don't
Who-
have no
who-
clue who any of them were. It was like Little Yahtzee and Little Parcheesi and Big Four Connect Four and
Damn, that brings back memories, intro. When I slaughtered you in Connect 4.
no. you
Crazy
you
sneaky
had your game face on that Connect Four.
In all honesty, even when I would play games with my like niece when she was a little like kid, like I have a hard time just letting like not playing a game to win.
I
And
didn't know you
realized
had a
that's
niece.
one of my or not my cousin, sorry, cousin.
Oh.
Danielle, who's like probably like 35 now, but I remember when she was born, so it's weird, but she's like a grown person. Or not 35, but she's in her 20s, I guess.
It's a sad day here. John Brown says 2 of the Fat Boys are passed on.
Damn, they just died. Intra just killed. They were listening to the show and they're like, I can't believe Intra's saying this about us, and they just passed away.
The Fat
I was saying that I'd be happy if they were the rappers on Raw.
Oh yeah, so they
Yeah,
should come back from the dead now.
Like the rappers they had, I'm not familiar with at all. And I know I'm like 44 and I'm this old dude, but I'm really clueless.
We gotta ask Jonathan Jackson if they're hip hop.
Oh, sure, ask the black guy.
You didn't have to spell it out, John.
Thank you, Ludite. Thank you for saying that. God bless you, sir. So I had no clue who any of them were, but Toronto Stevie, did you know any of the rappers they were talking about?
I had no idea who any of these people were.
Vic, you're down with the rap community. You knew them all, didn't you?
Must be maybe people who watch Netflix knew who they were. I guess.
Maybe. Ludite, did you know any of them?
Nope.
No.
I know people with guitars. That's who
Yeah.
I know.
But
Give me that fat ass.
or like the Raw debut and the guy came out smoking a freaking doobie. It's like I don't care about the guy smoking a doobie.
Does
That's
it
just
even
like the
matter
lamest
now?
shit ever.
It's like it's legal in just about everywhere. So you fucking
Well, that was in
cares?
Cali, so it would have been legal there. But it's like you can't
That's
just
what
go
I'm saying,
in an
though. It's not
arena.
even cool if it's just legal anyway. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, it's like who cares? And then they booed my Hulk Hogan. I'm like, don't be booing my Hulk Hogan. They hated some Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, it made me happy.
I kind of felt bad for him a little bit. Well, it felt like a little bit of Hulkamania was dying in his heart when he was out there doing that promo. I guess he's done it to himself, but poor
You think
Hogan.
so, brother?
I felt a little bad for him. Some people are saying because he like lies all the time, but that's like one of the endearing parts of Hulk Hogan. That he just makes up bullshit all the time.
I'm pretty
It's
sure
like everybody knows it's bullshit. It's kind of funny.
Some of them are pretty funny too. I mean,
Yeah, like him, like being the bass player for Metallica. I'm like,
I think
that's
I know
pretty
what he
awesome.
means.
Like, could you see Hulk Hogan up there, like rocking out with James
He
Hetfield
just
and
needs to
Kirk
step to
Hammett,
the audition tape.
Lars?
When they asked
He
him
needs-
about it, that's what he
He
said.
needs to do a cover of "Lick It Up."
That would be pretty cool.
Lick it up, brother.
Lick it up,
Lick
brother.
it- whoa.
He'll slam that big nasty giant, brother.
What I want to know is what was that video that he sent out with him sitting on the toilet?
Oh yeah, he was like
Wrecking
sitting
ball?
on a toilet. And he
Yeah,
was
did
talking
you
about
guys
the
see
plate
this?
healing, and I sent it. You sent it to me, Jack.
I
sent
know. I'm gonna go
It's
find
me
it.
too.
it. Jack's like, everybody must see this.
Well, I figured it'd be right up Intra's alley.
Mm-hmm.
Intra started rolling around, laughing.
I was like, oh, Hogan, I can't get enough. I think that was an attempt to try to like win over the kids again. You know,
He's like, kids love stinky shit.
look at me, I'm shitting
Open.
on the toilet, kids.
It didn't work for Tessa Blanchard, you know. I mean,
No, it didn't work for her. No.
Not able to access my Messenger. Sometimes are real shitty. Like you can't access it.
Yeah, it's
Facebook
weird.
Messenger. There we go. We're gonna make it happen here, guys.
We're gonna watch this video.
Mm-hmm. You think Hogan will come after us?
Maybe. Just
he shouldn't have made it in the first
Yeah.
place if he's going to come after you.
that's true. Hulkamania is running wild on that toilet.
Ew.
Looks like he's in a doctor's office somewhere.
They said I had to take a steamer before I get out of here. So I just unleashed a major toxic.
Such a polite man.
I think the paint's starting to come off the walls.
Why would
So I think
why
we're
would someone
definitely-
tell you have to take a shit before you leave?
I think he's in a doctor's office. I think that's what it is. It looks like a
He's gotta
doctor's
leave
office.
like
I
a-
mean, there's no house that has the covers on the back. You know,
So
like
he has-
the disposable cover
He
thing.
went to the library and they said, "Take a shit."
Could you imagine if you went into somebody's house and they had the disposable covers on the wall?
Then you're at Wendy's and it's like, brother, you gotta go take a shit before you leave here.
Mm,
So is he taking? So he's like collecting it for like a fecal sample or something?
maybe. He says, I got to take a big
I
steam.
bring my walking pharmacy
You
into
could
the
be
bathroom
sitting
with
on
me.
Vince McMahon
Oh yeah,
right
he
now.
said you're right. He
Okay.
said I have to take my walking pharmacy into the bathroom. But wait a minute. Did he have like a like an IV connected to him or something?
Maybe he's trying to get a spot in Vince's new wrestling company. He's like showing that he's a shitter.
Yeah,
as
Vince
well.
is like, oh yeah, we gotta put the rocket ship on Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
There's
He's
a
like
steamer
bring
I
Hogan
want.
back.
Courtesy
maybe we can do it
flush.
again.
Wait a minute. So if
Why's he
he
flushing
is
it?
if he is in here taking a fecal, like if he's in there taking a dump to collect to take a sample, you wouldn't flush it down the toilet though.
No, there is no such thing as a courtesy flush. The courtesy flush is just non-existent in that part
They didn't
because you
tell
got
him.
it in a box.
They didn't
Yeah.
tell him not to flush.
So what's going on here? This is
I
this
imagine-
is more lies.
I imagine the doctor was highly disappointed with Hogan's skills in the bathroom. He doesn't know to like poop in the box. It's like, damn it, Hogan, you got to go back in there and poop in the box. That's what we wanted.
Yeah, it's not like they just said go take a shit. Like
They did apparently.
just flush it down the toilet. Like I assume there'd be a reason like they'd want it.
Does the doctor need to come into the bathroom and hold this man's hand and teach
It's
him
like
how to do
if
everything?
they want a urine sample, you don't just go to the urinal and piss in it and flush it. You have to,
Yeah.
pee in the cup.
Mm-hmm.
Go in the box like a pussycat, brother.
Otherwise, I mean, what the hell's the point?
I think I'm definitely going to be going home after that steamer.
Wow.
These walls were yellow. They're turning to musty, greenish brown right now, brother. Well, they said I had to take a steamer before I get out of here.
And he's nude. Why is he
So I just
nude?
unleashed a major
Some
toxic.
people do take their shirts off and everything to go take a shit.
In
I think
public?
The paint's starting to come off the walls.
I guess he's just used to having his shirt off. He's a wrestler.
My walking
So is
pharmacy
he?
into
I
the
think he
bathroom
is
with
connected to an IV.
me. I think after this
Was he
steamer, hold on.
hospitalized?
Courtesy flush.
It sounds like
I had enough of that. That's weird.
they said you gotta get things working before you can leave. I think that's what it is.
Maybe.
No, that doesn't endear me to the man anymore.
No. Maybe is he just a plumber now, and he's making sure like his work he fixed the.
He can't have fallen
pipe.
that far from just being on Raw and getting booed, and now he's a plumber.
I'm the one that knows about plumbing, baby.
It's crazy. They booed me, so I know how I can get back in their good graces. I'll take a dump and film it.
Mhm. I think that's just like, hey, I'm still hip. Look at me, kids. I'm filming my shit.
He's a rebel.
Look at how hip I am. I'm on the toilet. I'm pooping like a big boy. Some sub money.
Damn, that was some fine ass music there.
It is. It was
Never
pretty
pass.
awesome.
Yeah.
Never pass. Vic, do you ever like sing that one around the house?
No,
What theme is this? It should be someone's theme. That would be good.
might whistle it maybe, but I don't know.
Mm. Yeah, you could get away with whistling in it. Yeah.
All right. Did they said Terry Bollea had to take a steamer? That's true. That's true. Because Terry Bollea has a little wiener, but the Hulkster has a 12-inch wiener.
Mhm. Like, how could you not hate somebody who says dumb shit like that? I mean,
Well, intro, does JD Howard and the OIB have different sized ding dongs?
wouldn't you like to know? I know where you're going. That's just a setup.
Yeah. Is it less or more sexy if you call it your ding dong? Do girls like to hear that?
I'm not sure. You'll just have to try that one and let me know how it goes.
All right. Any of you bozos out there don't have a number, man up. Boom. Either call in now, zoom in now, streaming now, or get yourself a membership or a super chat. And if you already have a number and you would like to gift one to another Headyverse member, you can do so now. There's only 8 left.
What if the cat just gets it? What if we did that?
Ernest Miller?
That would kinda suck. That would kind of be like Okada winning the tournament. Like,
Fuck
after all
Okada.
I like Okada, but
Okay.
I do think it's kind of weird that they're like, he's the greatest tournament wrestler ever. It's like, I can't really get behind that. It's like,
Fuck Okada.
it's like, really? I mean, I watched this whole tournament with all these great matches, and the end of it is the guy just retains. I mean,
Yeah.
that doesn't seem right.
I agree. All right, what's on your mind, Vic Schiavone?
Yeah, don't know how long I can last tonight. Got up at 3:30 and drove to Chattanooga and drove back, but
Oh my!
got to be on there. Going to be at the Von Braun Center in Huntsville tomorrow night for AEW Dynamite and Collision.
Nice.
Think the main event is supposed to be Jeff Jarrett against Claudio. That if he wins, he gets a world title shot. So
It's time for
Did
the
you-
main event.
Did you stop at the jail and see if Buck Winchester was there while you're up in Chattanooga?
No, didn't get
Oh.
a chance to do that.
Oh,
So.
okay.
What about the choo choo? Did you see the choo choo?
The choo choo used to be really neat, and my wife and my youngest daughter and a friend, they went up to Chattanooga just on a weekend girls thing, and they said, "Where should we stay?" And I said, "Oh, the choo choo is real neat." And they went there and they said how run down it is now.
Wow.
The choo choo hotel.
Oh, that sucks.
Damn.
So
Hmm.
supposedly they were selling to somebody who's going to renovate it, but I haven't heard anything. But no,
Used to write songs about it in the 40s.
So I opened I did a live show this weekend where I opened the wrestling crate, and this was the Roddy Piper shirt. I just don't understand it.
Hot Red. Oh, Hot Rod. Excuse me.
never,
Rowdy Roddy.
Very
very homemade.
friend of the week ish. But so if anyone would like this very cool shirt, you could super chat $15 and I'll send it to you postpaid. That'll include the postage and a Royal Rumble number.
Is that if they're in other countries, or is that only
No,
in the
U.S.
United
only.
States?
Other countries, unfortunately, the shipping is quick.
Yeah, you gotta make sure.
Mercy.
So
Yeah.
Toronto Stevie out there ain't like, hey, send that up here, or Luddite, and they got that big ass expensive shipping to charge. You're going to be shipping it out for free.
I know. You found that out when you had to send forks up to Saskatchewan.
It's like, here's your fork, guy in Saskatchewan.
You had to send forks to Saskatchewan?
No, nobody bought my
You
fork.
remember the big fork shortage of Saskatchewan? And
Yeah. Million starved.
Nobody bought my
We only wish we taught them how to use a spoon. Could have all been
I really want to get behind. I want to make fine silverware sporks. I'm gonna invest some money in this idea.
It's a money idea.
All right, we ready for some raw reporting?
Anybody else got anything on their mind before we go to that?
Nope.
All righty then.
Wait a minute, ladies.
And we, after our 2 hours, or 2 hour wait, let's get to the raw report.
No fucking history.
Raw report.
Booyah! Raw report. Oh, by the way, I like this. I actually like that name too. The Hellhounds, and it's I don't believe Aleister Black is still there, but I'm a fan of the other two guys, so I like it. Hellhounds.
I think I like the team better.
I agree. I do too.
Although I don't know if Buddy needs to be barking. I think that's a little too much. I think it feels natural when Brody's doing it, but Buddy doesn't need to. I don't think.
Well, I think he needs to be a little more grim. So maybe barking.
Well, he
You just
barked,
don't
and I
wanna
didn't
bark
think
up
barking.
raw on the tree.
But as Galgo 13 says, on Collision, Okada told Buddy Murphy he barked like a bitch.
Damn. What about this intro? What if Brody's barking and then you have Brody and he just humps people's legs?
Well, I don't think you can do that. That doesn't sound good.
Well, it's something a dog does.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not going to translate.
What
Make
if he
your
lifts
shit
his
on
leg and
TV.
just like pisses on the people after they beats them?
Well, doesn't they'd be stealing Juice Robinson. He does that. He acts like
Man.
he's a dog. That
God damn it. What else does a dog do? He plays fetch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he
Ty-
eats your face and sniffs your crotch.
Yeah, he can roll over and they pet his belly.
Mm-hmm. Tyler S here in the chat though, he's bringing up how he had to pay shipping to send me something, and I do appreciate it, Tyler. You're good.
Of course.
But I'll show what he sent me, and we can go on to the Raw report.
Raw report! Booyah! Ha! Yibbida! Ha!
Well, before we get to the raw report, Some other wrestling that I caught this week. The Joe Hendry era of TNA Impact begins. He had
They're
his
saying
first
he might
title.
be in the Rumble.
Well, that's a possibility. Yeah. He took on Matt Cardona, defended his title against Matt
hey.
Cardona.
a
Halfway decent.
Nudite's favorite.
Yeah. And Tessa Blanchard cut a great heel promo. Saturday night's main event, pretty much what I expected. Although I did get a kick out of Jesse Ventura not letting go of Sheamus winning the Intercontinental title, and the referee not seeing it. I've got the referee seeing the foot on the rope after he counted 3. So Monday Night Raw comes to you from Hotlanta, Georgia.
I'm just showing it to prove I still have it. So he doesn't
What is
think
it?
I'm getting rid of it. It's 120 golden 250. It's an NES game.
What?
It's an NES game he sent me. It's like
Who?
a Tyler S. This is what he sent me.
Oh, well, we didn't know. You just started randomly, like we're like it's common knowledge.
I said I was going to get what he sent me, and Steven can go on with the Raw
pay
report.
attention what you're saying.
Yeah, you got to pay attention what the intro says, bitch.
It's just some nonsense about some video game. Like, oh, look, here's my Tecmo Bowl.
I'll get my Tecmo Bowl.
Well, look at this bitch. Here, Tyler S. sent me this. The Rowdy Roddy Piper VHS Coliseum Collection. Coliseum Video presents the official World Wrestling Federation Rowdy Roddy Piper's Greatest Hits. Boom! Put this up here somewhere. We got we'll take down we got Krampus. It's it's no longer Krampus season. Let's put up Piper.
It's always Krampus season.
That's Krampus. It's always Piper season too, I would say. Although I guess you can't even see where I put Piper right now. So fuck it, he's there. All right, Raw report.
Okay, so Hotlanta, Georgia, and we get the usual in the arrivals, and Michael Cole is with Pat McAfee again. So Seth Rollins comes down to the ring, and he welcomes you to Monday Night Rollins. He says that this is his favorite time of the year because WrestleMania season starts, and it's
You're
gonna
on this road.
It's going to start with him winning the Royal Rumble. So he says, I thought to myself, who are you? And then there's Seth. There's I'm Seth freaking Rollins, and so he says he's going to start what's called a path to redemption. It started last week with his victory over Drew McIntyre, and it's going to continue at the Royal Rumble. He says he's going to eliminate John Cena. He's going to eliminate Jey Uso. He's going to eliminate Drew McIntyre, Sami Zayn. And then he finally gets to Roman Reigns. And there's a OTC chant from the crowd. And then he says his dream is to eliminate the last person. Is going to be CM Punk. And then he wants to crush CM Punk's WrestleMania dream. And then once he wins the Rumble, he says, which championship should I go after? Should I go after the Ring General Gunther? Should I go after the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes? And as he's getting out these options, Gunther's music hits, and the Ring General Gunther comes down to the ring, and he gets in the ring, and so there's a back and forth between these two. Gunther basically says, he says on Saturday, he got at Saturday's main event, he defended his title against that clown, Jey Uso. And
Intra's going to take a piss and a big steamer if you didn't get that.
So Gunther says,
Hope he films it.
Yeah, take the camera in there. Insert.
Just kidding, for the record.
you should have a camera on the phone.
Yeah, bring it on, bring it in, sir. Do it, do it, do it, do it. Bring the camera in the toilet.
Oh, yeah.
Do it.
I ain't Hulk Hogan.
Do it.
You think you can win me over just by yelling,
Do it.
I'm not going to do it.
Oh, come on, be like the Hulkster. All they had to do was ask.
Come on, he's your hero.
What would you do if I did it?
I would. I'll give you a Royal Rumble number.
We know you are a real American.
If you do it, you'll get a Royal Rumble number.
The grooming of Jackie Jones.
Do it. Do it. All right. If you're
I'll be
gonna be a
back.
bitch, but I say
That's
do it.
right. I'm the biggest bitch ever.
I mean, we already knew that.
I don't want to interrupt the Raw report. Look at what you're doing. Jeez.
Like Steven wants this, it'll add to the Raw report if you're, sitting on the throne.
Is this Tazo you're talking to? I mean, come on, Chad.
I didn't tell you to get in the shower. I just
get
said
in the shower.
Yeah, just drop trowel
Don't
and sit
need
and
a
take a dump
shower.
live on the show. I think it would be groundbreaking. Jim Ross doesn't take a dump while he's doing the show, does he?
Sure.
I don't know. He probably does it in his pants, but he doesn't do it on the toilet.
Oh, Connie, I just
He probably don't
I
fucking
had
know
an
at this point.
accident, Connie. I'm going to.
That's probably why he only does like an hour on the pay-per-views.
He did mention like bladder control and stuff like back in the day.
Yeah, he mentioned that's where he wore black slacks because he would just like shit himself on the show. He'd piss himself or something.
Could you imagine having to sit next to him and he's just like, look about there, he's broken in half, and then you're like, what's that smell?
That's how you pay your dues. Rick, you're backstage, but it says you have no device, no audio or video device. Go on, Steven.
Okay, so Gunther, where would I leave off here? So, so there's a yeet chant when he mentioned Gunther's name, but he says Seth Rollins, I hope you win the Royal Rumble, and because he wants to he wants Seth to win the Rumble so that Gunther can beat him, and
that ass.
So so just as these two are in the ring just talking to each other, Monday Night Raw's latest acquisition, Logan Paul, comes down to the ring, and Logan Paul gets a lot of boos, very loud chants. I think he even got a "You Suck" chant, and he tries to cut his promo. The crowd's really loud booing him, and I noticed there was probably some legitimate booing. I noticed some actual people in the crowd actually booing him.
Boo.
So he gets in the ring, and Logan Paul basically cuts down both Gunther and Seth Rollins. And Gunther basically says, I changed my mind. I want, he says to Logan Paul, I want you to win the Royal Rumble. And I guess it was Rollins. I think Rollins was the first just to drop the microphone and get out of there, leaving Gunther and Seth and Logan Paul in the ring. There was no fight. Nobody decided to start brawling or anything. So this just ended. So backstage, everyone's favorite backstage interviewer, the very sexy Kathy Kelly, is with CM Punk. Punk basically, he gives his opinion of Logan Paul, saying he's just like everybody else in the Royal Rumble, not named CM Punk, and he tells Kathy Kelly, even if you were in the Royal Rumble, I'd eliminate you. And Sami Zayn walks by, and the camera follows him. And there's a brief exchange between Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross, of all people. Karrion Kross seems to be used mostly for backstage segments, talking to people, not really wrestling. I've noticed this the past few months. A lot of just talking to people. That's basically his primary function in WWE. So there's that's basically Karrion Kross talking to Sami Zayn. After the commercial break, and this was about almost 30 minutes into Monday Night Raw, we finally get our first match. 30 friggin' minutes. The War Raiders defending the tag team titles against Dominic Mysterio and JD McDonough. I don't know if you've heard about this, but JD McDonough, there was this brief segment on, he did a springboard moonsault off of the ropes. He went backwards, hit his opponent, and kept going, and his head, the back of his head, slammed into the announcer's table, and they even showed the replay of it. And you saw Michael Cole I think he showed some genuine concern for JD McDonough because it happened right in front of him. And I'm surprised. I was quite surprised that they didn't, somebody didn't run down to the ring and take JD McDonough back to the, backstage or something, or stop the match. But JD must have a hard head, or he's bound and determined to finish the match, and that's what he did.
I saw that he's really hurt though.
But he posted on X that he was really hurt. Yeah. So Dominic had to carry the match while JD McDonough recovered, and he did recover and get back in the ring. But the War Raiders, they hit their finishing move. I think was it on JD or was it on Dominic? I can't remember here. It was Dominic, and the War Raiders retained the tag team titles. So it looks like JD McDonough is going to be out for a little while due to injury. So we need another backstage segment with some heels: Ludwig Kaiser, Pete Dunne, and the New Day.
New Day.
Yeah, about the Ludwig. Ludwig is, I've said it before, Ludwig should be pushed more.
Yeah, I agree.
So after the commercial break, we get another match: Rey Mysterio versus Xavier Woods. Rey Mysterio has his LWO with him, and Kofi Kingston is with Xavier Woods. They announced that with this transfer window that what's her name, Zelina is going to SmackDown. Damian Priest is going to SmackDown. That was announced last week. I think I forgot to mention that. So some of these Raw guys are going to SmackDown. Rey Mysterio and Xavier Woods have a match. I think Rey Mysterio eventually hit the 619, and he pins he pins Xavier Woods and got the match. And then the LWO get in the ring and they celebrate with Rey Mysterio. They're coming back from the commercial. Yeah, so there's this. So after the commercial, there's this segment with Jey Uso. He loses to Gunther at Saturday night's main event. Comes down to the ring, and he's with this guy. What's his name? Quavo. Never heard of this guy. I think, but OIB just recapped basically this segment. I have no idea who this is, but Jackie Redmond, she interviews Lyra Valkyria, and they're talking about who's gonna challenge her for that Intercontinental title. She's confronted by the American Maid, and Ivy Nile basically sets herself up as a possible challenger to the Intercontinental title. there's a brief exchange. They run into the Alpha Academy guys, and Chad Gable just runs them down. The next match was Bianca Belair and Naomi, the women's tag team champions. It was a non-title match against Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. It was actually the heels. It was Naomi. I think Naomi took the pin in this one. Liv Morgan pins Naomi with some help from Dominic Mysterio. That's right. Dominic came down to the ring to distract the referee, allowing the heels to cheat. And Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez pick up the win. There's a backstage interview. Kathy Kelly was with Rhea Ripley, talking about Saturday night's main event and her victory over Nia Jax. And then, coming back from the commercial break, it's this nice segment. Paul Heyman is in the ring, and he basically announces that the cover art for the new WWE 2K25 video game is Roman Reigns. And there's this big unveiling, big, huge banner that drops from the ceiling of Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman.
Isn't Roman a good guy now?
Yeah, but he's not really changed.
Yeah, that seems like a weird move for the babyface, like to drop a giant banner of themselves. But I don't know.
So as Paul Heyman is talking, Drew McIntyre's music hits, and Drew McIntyre comes down to the ring, gets in the ring, and he tries, he says, he notices Paul Heyman might be a little scared or something, and I think the crowd is chanting, "We want Roman" at him.
We want Roman. He's gonna give him the Roman salute.
Drew tells him, he tells Paul Heyman, he says, Paul, I don't think you like me very much, but I just want you to listen. You should, he says, you should love me because I'm responsible for all of your success. And he basically has a message for Paul Heyman that what was he? I want you to I want you to tell your boy this Saturday I'm going to target him. I'm going to beat him within an inch of his life, and then I'm going to throw him off the top rope. And as Paul Heyman is leaving, Drew stops him and says, I wasn't talking about Roman Reigns. I was talking about CM Punk. And then he lets Paul Heyman go. So this actually, after the commercial break, this leads into, the main event match. The main event segment wasn't the actual match.
Main event Mafia?
No. It was Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn in yet another match. They were basically mentioning that Sami Zayn has never beaten Drew McIntyre. And what I liked about this was some good old-fashioned cheating from the heel. No outside interference, no overbooked finish, just a heel putting his foot on the ropes to cheat and pick up the win. Yeah. And but after the match, Drew McIntyre kept beating up on Sami Zayn. When making the save, Atlanta, Georgia's own Cody Rhodes comes down to the ring. And Cody gets in the ring and he fights off Drew McIntyre. Sami Zayn is just, he doesn't do anything. He's down on the mat. And Drew McIntyre, he gets beaten up by Cody when Kevin Owens makes an appearance and starts beating up on Cody Rhodes. And then Drew McIntyre comes down and it's a double team. Because Cody was making a comeback against Kevin Owens when Drew came back. And I think, Sammy came back. He finally recovered And this time, Sammy accidentally kicks Cody in the face. And Cody goes down, and he's down on the mat, and Drew takes a powder, he goes up the ramp and disappears. Kevin disappears. He just kind of, whatever happened to him, I don't know. And Sammy is all flustered. Oh, I did it again, kind of on his face. And he just, gets out of the ring, goes up the ramp and disappears. And then when we come back, Cody is in the ring. He's got a microphone. He's still selling the haluva kick to the face. And he cuts a promo. And I like this because as he's cutting his promo, CM Punk's music hits. And CM Punk comes down to the ring. And I was just thinking, I wonder if they're teasing this, trying to get the fan reaction to a possible Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk match. See, what do the fans think about this? Let's just put these two
of the biggest stars in the company.
Yeah, and just see what is the fans going to react with these two guys coming face to face. And they cut a very good promo. I think this is where Punk was telling, I'm your friend. This was the I'm your friend part. And Punk was saying how he made a promise to Cody's father, Dusty Rhodes. So Punk, he's talking about winning the Royal Rumble and possibly challenging Cody Rhodes for the belt. And they got in each other's faces. And again, but when they did this, I felt the crowd reaction was underwhelming. I don't think they got the reaction that WWE got the reaction they were probably expecting. So unless Punk turns full-fledged heel on Cody or the other way around, this didn't seem to live up to the expectations that they probably wanted. But it was still a very good promo. These guys, I thought it was, a good back and forth. And that's how Raw ended. Not a match, but just these two guys talking to each other. I'd have to give this one a thumbs down. Maybe the first
on Netflix.
Yeah, the first Raw on Netflix, that was kind of a thumbs down, kind of a letdown. I wasn't all that impressed. But you can't win them all, I guess. But anyway, that was, and again, I think these Raws are, at least so far, having them at 2.5 hours. I think I made sure to look at the time. It was another 2.5 hour Raw. That I will give a thumbs up for. Getting rid of that last half hour probably is a good thing. They don't have to go back to 3 hours.
I agree. That's definitely a plus.
Yeah. I think there was a lot less recap. That's one thing that you're not getting in these Raws now. With 2.5 hours rather than 3, you don't have to recap what happened on SmackDown, what happened on Saturday night's main event, eating up a lot of time. So I'll give that as an improvement for Raw on Netflix.
Is Interest still taking a shit?
I don't know.
Well, you told him to film it.
I know. You think he's editing the video?
You're going to have to go on his Patreon for that, I guess.
Well, thank you for the Raw report, Steven.
Okay. So next week, is it this Saturday is the Royal Rumble?
Yeah, Saturday is the Rumble.
So, do you have any odds on who you think is going to win it? Because I thought John Cena was supposed to be making these appearances.
Yeah, he was going to make a million appearances, I thought, this year.
Because, like, you know, yes, it's star-studded, and all these people announcing for I'm going to be in the Royal Rumble. But really, about the only two names that come off the top of my head are John Cena and CM Punk. I can't see anyone else winning it.
I think John Cena is going to win, since when he first came back, he talked about going for the record, which I don't know if he's brought up again. Maybe they've already dropped that, but usually in WWE, if you tease something, you at least like try to go forward with it. So I'm gonna guess John Cena. That's who I'm guessing is gonna win. Do you have a guess, Steve?
Yeah, like I said, if I had to choose between those two, John Cena and CM Punk, my heart says CM Punk, but my head says John Cena.
So far, these are the people who are confirmed. LA Knight, which I don't think really has any shot. John Cena, who I think will win. CM Punk, that's also a possibility. Jey Uso, I don't think. Roman Reigns is in it. Interesting. Seth freaking Rollins, he's always a possibility. Drew McIntyre is always a possibility, but I think Rey Mysterio, I don't really see that happening. Sami Zayn, that's always an underdog choice, I think, to win. Especially since you have two titles, it's possible you could give him a win. Nakamura, I don't think so. Logan Paul, I guess that's a possibility. Penta, who is really over, but I don't think they would do that. Chad Gable, no shot. Braun Breaker, possible, I guess. Carmelo Hayes, and I don't believe that's any shot. Who do you think, Intra? Who do you think's winning the Rumble? I'm picking Cena.
After the promo on Monday night, I'm sure Steven talked about it. I think CM Punk's going to win it.
All right.
Because it seems like that's the angle they're trying to push.
I'd be for that. I like Punk. I would rather Punk than Cena, honestly.
Incher, what did you think of that final? Did you see that confrontation, Punk and Cody?
Yeah.
What did you think?
I thought it was well done, but I was a little impartial to it because it involves Cody Rhodes and CM Punk, and CM Punk's telling him that Cody's his friend and all that. We talked about it earlier, so
yeah.
But yeah, it was strange, but I think they did pretty good, like building suspense and stuff. And Cody seems like kind of a crybaby, though. I know he just got haluva kicked by Sami Zayn by mistake, but it's still he kind of came off a little heelish a little bit, I think.
Well, that's what I was just saying to Jack. Like you have two baby faces in there, and the crowd really didn't react because unless someone actually goes full-fledged heel, I'm not. That really
That's
didn't.
kind of the promo it was, though. It's kind of like you're questioning what the hell, because first off, they never really established that Punk's like big friends with Cody, and then he started telling Cody how much of a friend he is, and not a total friend of the week, just a friend.
Nothing says Punk with the second generation rich dude.
Yeah, so I think Cody may be turning heel soon, but I did like the way they did that. Sami Zayn kick. He kicked Seth Rollins the week before by mistake, and he apologized to Seth Rollins this week. And then at the end of the show, he accidentally kicked Cody Rhodes by mistake, and Drew and all them really enjoyed it. I thought that was pretty well done. I like that.
How about the women's Rumble? The only people that are announced so far are Nia Jax, Bayley, Charlotte Flair, Naomi, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Lyra Valkyria, Ivy Nile, and Io Sky.
I'm going to go out.
Charlotte.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Jordan Grace.
I would be into that, honestly.
I think she's going to be a big surprise at the Rumble, and I'm thinking she's going to win it. I'm going way out on a limb with it.
No, I
That
think
that
that's-
that would be great, but I'm afraid they're going to take the easy way out, and Charlotte's going to win it.
yeah.
I was just
Yeah.
going to say the same thing. Charlotte Flair. Because it's sort of an afterthought.
Ludite thinks Mildred Burke's gonna win.
Ah! I was going to say that. I was. I was just waiting my turn. He's going to win it on the size of the movie.
Yeah, exactly. Queen of the Ring.
You read my fucking mind. Lost my mind. How did you do that?
That's probably harder to guess that than who actually is winning the Rumble. Tyler S is what an ODB. I don't think she'd win, but I would be I'd be happy to see ODB come out as a surprise.
And she's one dirty bitch.
Whoa!
That's self-proclaimed now. Self-proclaimed.
I like them dirty bitches here.
And she makes some spicy barbecue, according to Earl
Oh, the
Hebner.
bee makes a spicy barbecue. Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens in a ladder match for the undisputed WWE Championship. I don't think there's any shot that Kevin Owens wins, but
No.
I just
don't think
I just
that
want to
Chuck
say
Taylor
this:
was gonna climb a ladder.
if Sammy comes out and helps Kevin win the title, this will be the greatest Royal Rumble ever.
That would be pretty awesome.
Or if
I hate that
anybody
they
comes
keep
out and
saying the
helps.
undisputed when there's a whole other world championship in the company.
I did like that moment after Sammy kicked him and he was kind of standing back, wondering what he did, and then Kevin Owens stood beside him and he's like, "Yeah, way to go!" You know, I thought that was pretty cool.
And DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa defend the tag titles versus the Motor City Machine Guns in a 2 out of 3 falls match. That should be really good.
Be a good match.
I'm going to say the Machine Guns get it back.
I think so too.
That's 3. Yep. Machine guns.
All right. So
I'll go with
should be a good
DIY.
show. Should be a good show. So yeah, Saturday the Rumble and Sunday for horror movie fans out there, it is Severed Limbs 18. So it's a free horror short film festival, our 18th one over on the Without Your Head Twitch page, because YouTube gets mad if they see a nipple. So it's gonna be
Always a good time.
yeah, it is. So let's see here. Inch Daddy, Inch Baby. Jonathan Jackson wants to know, do you know who I
gotta check
am?
out. Bye, guys.
All right.
Take
Vic,
it
Vic,
easy,
Vic, I
Vic.
will not answer Jonathan Jackson's question.
Wait, well,
Do you know who I am?
Jonathan Jackson. I
if you
think
don't
I
know
know
anyone else,
I know that guy. Why is Dobbs Dean Maya afraid Jack might back it out on him? What does that mean?
wow.
Is this some kind of slang? And shit?
Jack might back it out on him.
Yeah, is this jive?
Doesn't sound like something you'd want to happen.
Say it, ready. Say it. Say Jack says.
What?
Sounds like a prison thing.
Oh.
I got a new cell.
Dobbs
baby, back it up
reply.
on me.
Dobbs replied, "Hope man, don't back it out on me though." All right. Well, I think we need Barbara Billingsley to tell us. Jonathan Jackson. Wouldn't it be great if John Cena won the Money in the Bank and the Royal Rumble, then challenge both championships at WrestleMania, unify and retire with all the titles?
It's John Cena.
What if he also won the Nobel Prize in the Pillsbury Takeoff?
He might.
Yeah.
The Nobel Peace. He is the Peacemaker? He could win the Nobel Prize.
Mhm. Are you going to see him his last time in Toronto? Toronto Stevie?
I'd love to go do more wrestling shows, but you know, my wife's health isn't all that good right now, so
Oh, I'm sorry.
he doesn't
So
want me
it's a
to.
trick question anyway. You can't see it.
So
That's true. You'd be like, ah.
He would do
Nikhil,
that.
who
Yeah.
Wrestling Observer News reported TNA attempted to sell to Tony Khan in 2018. They also had talked about a year ago with Scott D'Amore about selling, but turned D'Amore's offer down. Imagine if Tony Khan just went, fuck this startup shit. Let's try pumping air into this corpse.
Okay.
They had so much buzz then. It was like you wouldn't think they would just be like, "Oh, let's just buy TNA." But I was surprised
I mean,
they bought
Ring of
Honor.
Honor, and that was just a dead company. Still is a dead company.
But that was more like their fan base, I think. Because the Young Bucks came
TNA
from Ring
has
of
no
Honor.
fan base.
Yeah, and the Young Bucks came from Ring of Honor, and they,
Yeah,
that
but
was
they were
more
in
along
TNA
their
too,
fan
and
base. They were in TNA for a while, but they were Generation
Kaz
U.
and Chris Daniels.
Yeah, but they weren't EVPs.
It's true.
well, this is just my observation. I've been watching a couple of the
The
TNA.
lovely Susie Warax here. Hello, Susie.
I've been watching a couple of the TNA shows on Sportsnet, and I still have it. And yes, TNA is doing their shows in like smaller arenas in front of smaller crowds, but the crowds are very enthusiastic about
That's
what's
really
going
the
on.
most important thing.
Yeah. Whereas when I watch Dynamite, I'm sorry, but I don't.
Yeah, the show's really fallen. It's just like
Yeah. I mean, the quality of the shows, the crowd reactions, I'm not liking that. And
no. I mean, I don't have a problem either with smaller crowds as long as ECW has had small crowds, but the crowd was like insane, and that makes for a fun show. It doesn't make for a fun show if no one's reacting.
Mhm. So I mean, that's that. I mean, I like that. I like so far a couple of shows under the Joe Henry era, or the first show under the Joe Henry era. Hey, it's a good show. It's good. I might continue to watch it. So
I'm a big fan of Joe Henry. I remember when Joe Henry was in AEW briefly, and I was like, they really should sign this guy and do something. And I think they really missed the boat there.
Yeah.
I know Incher was just like, they need to sign more old guys. But
I never said that.
and it's not even that I dislike the old guys I have. I actually think pretty much all of them are entertaining, but there's just so many in a row. Like you watch a show and you see Christian, who's great, and Adam Copeland, who's fine, and Jeff Jarrett, which I'm enjoying, and then there's Dustin, who I always like. But it's like you just see like this big long list of like 50-year-old dudes, and it's a company that's supposed to be the new alternative, and it's just like all these old WWE guys. And it's like
I can't wait till they all take poops in doctors' offices.
but you
and
think
like I
a
said,
lot
all
of
of them are entertaining. It's just that there's so many of them,
and yeah, but then a lot of them will be retiring around the same time, or you think within a few years. Then what are these companies gonna do? Like,
well, then some other guy will be an old guy at that point.
well, yeah, the guys in there, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. But like I kind of remember Paul Heyman always said Terry Funk was the old guy of ECW. And then when he was going to take over TNA, he just wanted one legend. And I do think there's something to that, because for the longest time in AEW, Sting was that guy, and that was fun. But if you have 6 or 7 of those guys all in the same show, in every segment, it makes a show like, oh, this is all a bunch of old guys.
Yeah.
Plus, you run on the soft food and catering.
The cool thing about TNA working with WWE is that we can finally see Dolph Ziggler, Jeff and Matt Hardy, Mustafa Ali, Zack Ryder, Kurt Hawkins, Top Dollar, Eric Young, Steve Macklin, Dana Brooke, and Xia Li in the WWE. What are your thoughts? I mean,
my props to Dana.
Haven't we seen most of those people in there already?
Yeah, I think that's kind of the joke, I think.
I kind of liked, was it Dana Brooke or Ash by Elegance and her partner dressing up as Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders? That was kind of cool. And Mustafa Ali is back in TNA. He was off for a little while. He came back and he wants to become TNA world champion. So I guess they're going to put him against Joe Hendry eventually.
Nasty Neo World Order. I think that's a good shirt. I've been called the Nasty Nation. I might make that shirt in. Should we think Nasty Nation?
Sounds like a good name.
I think Paul Heyman was right about not having too many old. Yeah, I agree. And again, it's not even really picking on any of those guys in particular. I think they've all actually done well. Hurt Syndicate too, but it's just so many in a row there. And AEW is always doing that where I think too much, where they have like someone gets over, then they kind of phase them out for a while and have someone else. They should do that though with the old guys. So I'm not saying get really rid of any of those people, but have one or maybe two, and focus on them, and then have the other ones in the background. And then when one of those runs its course, then you bring in your other legend. Just not all of them all in the same show. End of an era. Sting announced that this will be his final year doing meet and greets in full gear face paint. This is your final chance to get your picture with the Stinger before he retires the war paint. Well, you go. I mean, that's kind of weird. Like, I don't think does he ever get too old to paint his face? I don't know. But
He doesn't want to, though.
that's true. If you don't want to, good for him.
He's tired of doing it.
Yeah.
But at least he's giving you a warning, like this is the last time, so you better get it now.
Get it?
Next time my face is covered in white, I've done something questionable. So.
Whoa! Yeah, I remember putting intro in white face a few times.
Yeah.
What? No, I don't.
Just hitting on your face, basically, is what I'm saying. Do I have to spell it out?
Jeez, you're disgusting.
I was the one that took it that way.
It should be disgusting, Neil, not nasty, Neil. Just fucking
Listen,
foul.
Jizzin' Jack.
Foul, nasty Neil.
What? Why is that nasty? It's just we're sharing our love.
I love how I think the original joke and you get blamed for it.
Yeah, my original name was Jackanoff Pinchman. But we're trying to class the show up, Pincher.
Think of your friend.
Let's class this show up. No more of this dirty talk intro. You're always trying to drag the show into the gutter.
We need those little t-shirts with bow ties on it.
Exactly.
The Rizzler was on Collision. How could you miss the Rizzler? You missed the Rizzler. No, it wasn't the Rizzler. It was the other one. The Rizzler they only pull out when they're at that show, but I guess whenever they're doing the promos, it's just the dad.
Why don't the Twizzler people get in with the Rizzler and they could sell Rizzler Twizzlers?
I don't know. That's Hershey.
The Hershey Highway?
Twizzlers now.
They do. Man, everything just owns everything. Nate G heard WWE 2K25 is going online with GM mode. Can't wait to lose as I book Chad Gable as both brand champs. Damn, that sounds actually fun though. GM mode.
Like an online GM mode. That sounds kind of neat. That's new.
Yeah. I might look into that. I haven't played a video game since Dig Dug intro. Dig Dug on the old Atari 2600, and I retired.
You said you played a little bit of the Friday 13th game, and you're like,
I know. I just like to mess with you, intro. Get
Hey.
y'all riled up.
There was rumors out there saying that CM Punk posted on his Twitter whenever Friday 13th servers were pulled, saying like goodbye Friday 13th. I think that's false. I could be wrong, but it's like he's not. From what I've heard, he's not really like that technologically inclined,
Who?
like CM Punk.
Well, he has a Twitter.
No, I'm saying that he posts about the
He doesn't know
Friday
how to
13th
play video games.
I don't think he was playing Friday 13th, the video game. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that was true. I think that was false.
Maybe it's just his wife using his Twitter.
Maybe, but like he was cutting the promo for the AEW video game, and he was like acting
Maybe
like
it's a
he
video
didn't play.
gamer. I don't know.
Well, he's acting like he didn't play video games in that promo. He was-
Good.
Why good? Why?
'Cause he's a real man.
Oh, whatever. There's plenty of people who are real men and they play video games.
Nah, I
You're
mean
looking
they're technically men as they're adults, but they're not very manly.
Whatever. Like you're manly.
Fucking the manliest man in all of men. It sounds kind of weird, but
Yeah, I don't think that came out right when you said that.
Let's see. Susie sent me a photo. Now, Susie, am I allowed to show this on air? Well, first of all, I gotta look. Make sure I don't get kicked off of YouTubers. Oh no, I wouldn't get kicked off of YouTube. So here we go. Is it all right if I share this with the world? It's a very cute photo of Susie and Kevin Owens. And if I want to get permission first, I don't know if it's for my eyes only or if it's all right if I share it out here.
She says, found it, send it to you, LOL. Oldie but a goodie. When we were both young and before he was in WWE. Sorry, I'm a little far from my screen here.
All right, here we go.
So you got the Cody Sucks Eggs shirt on.
Hold your ass.
Maybe he had it before you even sold it.
I believe so. Like this.
There you go. Where was that at? That looks like an ROH show or something.
Yeah, she said it was before he was in WWE. I remember seeing him at Ring of Honor local shows. Him versus Sami Zayn before he was Sami Zayn when he was
See, Jack, people like Ring of Honor, and you're like, Tony.
Yeah, they did. They loved Ring of Honor until Matt Taven killed Ring of Honor.
No, it's not Matt Taven.
Matt Taven, his gimmick should be the nail in the coffin, the man who killed Ring of Honor.
Impossible. Stop being a Melvin, Jack.
I think Jim Cornette started the death, honestly, of Ring of Honor. He went there and like he tried to bury all the people that everyone liked. And he's like, I'm going to try to,
You almost Matt Morgan, right?
Go downhill under him. Then it had a kind of its last hurrah with the Young Bucks and Cody. And then, then Matt Taven and it died.
No. I think you're seeing it differently than us.
I'm seeing reality.
It's not reality just because you yell it. You're like,
yes,
I'm seeing reality. No,
if I yell it,
I actually watched the show.
The most honest man in all the podcast.
You never even attempted to watch it.
If I say it, it is truth.
You're gonna run for president.
Exactly right. We are gonna buy Canada. We're not even buy it. We're just gonna take it.
Whoa, what he
We're
said.
gonna make all of Canada one giant state. It'll be the biggest state in all the land.
Trump be like, we're just gonna take Canada. We're gonna take them over.
Bakersfield.
They got the little
California.
Mounties. They can't do nothing.
I am the Mountie. I'm handsome. I'm brave. I'm strong. I am the Mountie, and I enforce the law. Or you can try to run, but you can never hide because the Mountie always gets his man.
They don't like heavy metal. They don't like rock and roll. All they like to
All they
listen
listen
to
to is Barry Manilow. Hey, we're all American boys. That was, he had some of the greatest theme songs in the history of wrestling.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it.
It does kick.
Yeah. Susie,
Made me
I had
feel
loads
better.
of fun going to Ring of Honor shows back then, and Kevin Steen or Kevin Owens and I were friends for a bit. Oh, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, see?
Ask
Ring
him
of
where he
Honor
got the
was great
shirt.
back then. Huh?
Ask him where he got the shirt if he bought it from us.
Yeah, say, did you buy that from Jackie Jones? He probably did. He seems like a good guy. Then the WWE stole it.
And they're like, we're going to steal that, Kevin Owens. Thank you for bringing it to us. It's ours now. Screw the little man. See, they think of you as the little man, Jack. What do you think
I
about
know. I'm the underdog. The underdog of the underground here, Incher. Someone was asking about getting a number. All you got to do is become a member here. It starts only $3 or send in a super chat. Boom, you get a number. But you know what, Incher? I think we should give each of us a number.
that? Didn't we get a number already?
No.
No.
Incher, this one. Do you want the first one or do you want me to have this one?
I want it first.
All right. Fucking what's the Veruca Salt over here? 22.
Yeah, 22. My number's better than yours, Jack.
Who
I
are
made
you?
the right
OIB.
decision.
I was trying to wonder who you are. OIB. And now it is time for the Jackie Jones number. What the hell is that?
12.
Is that 12 or 21?
12.
12. That sucks.
You're
That's
12. I got you beat.
That's not a good number because someone who they're not going to win at 12 because someone either it's going to be an old fuck and they got to come out at like 28 or something, John Cena or somebody. Or they're going to like try to make a big deal and give them at like 1 or 2. No one's going to come in at 12 and win.
Didn't Chris Benoit win with like a 12 or around
With
there?
number 1 probably because they're like, we got to put this guy over.
Did you hear all that stuff about Steven Regal saying he was banned from his house and his wife?
I remember when he died,
died
when Benoit killed everybody, and Steven Regal was on the Raw there, and he clearly knew not to like say too much.
He told that story because like he said it hadn't hit him like if he had anything involvement with it till like JBL walked up to him and said, "You don't think Chris had anything to do with this?" And then that was like right before he went in to record his one. So that's the story he told. I'm not sure where it was. It was on a YouTube clip that I seen. So
should we give this guy a number? It's up to you, Incher.
I'm feeling generous. Give this man a number. Who is it?
He does post a lot on the group.
Who is it?
Sean Green.
Sean Green. I like Sean Green. Give that man a number.
All right.
Give him a good one too. 25. That's a pretty good number.
Yeah, 25 is a good one, I think.
Congratulations, Sean.
And how about Susie for sending in the photo?
She sent us photos. Give her a number.
Susie Warak. Number 20.
Did Nikhil get a number?
Yeah.
I thought he did.
So we don't have too many. Just to run them down. Number 2, Michael Pirelli. 3, Vic Schiavone. 4, Nikhil. 5, The Flea. 6, Dave Deadman. 7, Golgo 13. 8, Steven in Toronto. 9, El Santos World. 10, Showboat. 11, Lexar. 12, me. 13, Jonathan Jackson. 14, Faith Schiavone. 15, Brian Matthew Clutter. 16, Double Guns. 17, Tyler. 18, Nate G. 20, Susie Warax. 22, the OIB. 23, my mom. 24, Ricky Ferguson. 25 Sean Green, 26 Ludite Supreme, 27 Dobbs, 28 The Lurker, and number 30 Juju of the Bees. So we only got 4 numbers left. This is your last week to get them. So either get them tonight or sometime during the week. But tonight would be ideal to get your last number.
Now you get 2 chances to win.
Exactly. That's right. Both the men and the women's.
They
So
used to be
do it
that
up
way.
if you already have a number and you'd like to and if you would like to get one for someone else, you can do that as well. Diana Perazzo has been very vocal to management about wanting to be utilized more and better, especially around the AEW Full Gear pay-per-view in her hometown. Thoughts? I mean, they brought her in with a lot of fanfare, and I will agree they've done like pretty much shit all with her.
I don't think she's really given anything to make a big fuss about her, though, honestly. I mean, she seems pretty flat. I'm kind of sad that Taya Valkyrie's stuck in a team with her. I think
Yeah, I
it should be
agree.
the other way around. She's like going around like acting like Deanna's the best, but I think it should be the other way around where she's going around like Taya's the best.
I agree with that. I honestly think they should put her and her husband together. Anytime I seen him, I think they do push a lot of old guys, and this is a guy who doesn't look old, can really wrestle well, and has a lot of charisma and stuff. I don't know why they've really done nothing at all with him, with Johnny TV.
Yeah, I don't see why Diana deserves anything, really, because, I mean, she hasn't really done anything that's made me think, yeah, give her a bigger push. She gets no reaction whenever she's out
That's
there.
very true. That's true.
I mean,
they did try when she first came there, and it didn't work. So
yeah, so be unhappy. What does it matter? Go somewhere else if you want. I mean, you're not doing anything. Move some numbers, and then I'll change my mind.
yeah,
Do something that I enjoy.
I think it's good to want to do more, though. I'll give her credit for that. I think that's better than just sitting around and taking the cash.
Well, I mean, true. I mean, Toni Storm came out and she wasn't exactly tearing it up in AEW.
Yeah,
but now
completely reinvented herself, and yeah,
she did something different, and everybody loves her. I mean, maybe that's what you got to do. This Vendetta stuff, it's doing nothing for me. I'm sad that we don't get Taya Valkyrie's old music. I liked her old music. That was my jam. It's gone. I don't get it. I get this Vendetta music now, and I'm not into it.
Brock Anderson says he turned down an AEW contract renewal. They sent me another. They wanted to redo the current deal. It was on, but it was not enough. So I was like, maybe we just don't do this and we go our separate ways. I think it was the best decision I made. If I just stayed there and worked the 5-6 times a year and I was guaranteed, I would never have the mentor I have sitting to my left, C.W. Anderson, and all the knowledge I've soaked up in the short amount of time. Your thoughts? I really respect that, actually, that he bet on himself, and he's actually doing something. Some people don't do anything when they leave, but will he ever make it? I don't know, but at least he's trying. Brock Anderson.
Yeah.
Where is he though?
I know he wrestles on Indies. He might even
Is
be
it
in
MLW.
Yeah, with him and CW are a tag team, the Andersons, which I think is fun.
Yeah. They need to get Kid Anderson.
Yeah, I'd be for it. I saw he's taking bookings. Actually, he's a Facebook friend. I wouldn't mind getting him back on. I always like
He should be the Mounties.
Yes, I'd like to get CW back on. Actually, that would be a good show for our 20th anniversary. It's really 21st, but the 20th anniversary, since he was their first guest on the show,
Yeah, way back in the day. I always liked CW and ECW.
Yeah. Yeah. He was I always wish he would have made it bigger. So he's an older guy now, so he looked in probably the best shape I've ever seen him in, honestly.
Yeah,
so I think
he
that's
is.
cool. I think that's a fun team. All right. By the way, anyone listening, whenever you listen, always remember we're live Tuesday nights. come and hang out in the chat. You can chat on Facebook or Twitch or whatever, but it's best if you come to the YouTube page. Subscribe, like, share it out to everybody. And you can also join the Facebook group. That's our most active social media page. I know we should be more active everywhere else, but we're not. TNA Wrestling confirmed today that it has re-signed Frankie Kazarian.
Okay.
Thrilling.
Kind of like it when JBL's entire function in TNA wrestling is to beat up Frankie Kazarian.
Frankie Kazarian.
Dang.
Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, Tangaloa, and Tama Tonga will no longer be referred to as the Bloodline. What are your thoughts? I don't give a flying fuck.
That's fine. I mean, I guess they need to do something else with them. That was pretty cool. It was a bad finish to that Saturday night main event match where Jacob was just like running into Braun Strowman. But at least they're trying to build him, I guess. But that was pretty shitty just to end the match, and they kind of killed Braun.
Yeah, and they turned Jacob. The crowd turned Jacob babyface because they were cheering for him.
Well, I mean, I think the fans can tell he's really talented. I mean, it's kind of hard to deny that the guy's pretty great. So it's like, what? Just push him if you want. If he's getting over, maybe that's the way they're heading.
When Dustin used to do the kick on the balls and the finisher, when he draped the guy. Shattered Dreams. Do you think he ever like, all right, so this is gonna be the finish. So this whole match, I got to work over your balls. That would have been the right, psychology for the match.
He gets confused and accidentally works the shaft.
Well, the balls are different than any other spot. I mean, the balls is
that's true.
I got
it's
you.
Everyone's Achilles heel.
It's yes, exactly. It's
universal Achilles heel.
Mm-hmm.
Gordon Sully. Here we see he has a ball lock on.
This is the old ball lock. This works the testicles in 4 different positions or whatever.
Crimson nuts.
Has anyone ever gigged their nutsack in Trinidad?
Oh no, you don't want to get.
I don't watch that kind of wrestling, Jack. Maybe you do.
We'll have to ask Lexar, I guess. I think Lexar's actually not. But again, you can't be just a total bitch in here and then cry like a bigger bitch.
Here we have a boss to play.
Take it easy on Lexar. He doesn't know no better. He
does too.
I'm just saying. I
know any better.
I don't think he understands at times. Just take it easy on him, would you?
Is he criminally insane or something? Don't answer
that. Plausible deniability.
Teasing MJF versus Hangman Adam Page on Dynamite. Yes, the magic is still there. I can't wait for the. I agree. There was a time I really thought Page was I didn't care about him. But in the Swerve feud, he really reinvented himself. They're not reinvented, but really reinvigorate his career. And honestly, I think he's a guy they've been missing the boat on. I think they should have been pushing him as a top guy for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
And MJF, I don't know what the hell they're doing with him. Soon he's just going to be a guy like him and Ospreay, and I just don't understand it.
Well, they were feuding him with Jeff Jarrett there for a little bit.
I know.
I guess they're going to go back to that.
Well, I hope you have to have some type of payoff to it. You can't just tease it and nothing ever happened.
It seems pretty obvious that MJF should be your top guy. I mean, and for some reason they don't keep him there. I mean, they need to keep him in the mix with the title. And
they just gotta face. I'm a Moxley fan, but the Moxley run sucks. You would be way better Will Ospreay or MJF, even Even Hangman Page, but there's definitely people that should be champ right
I
now.
mean,
not Moxley.
Yeah, I mean, this you can control that too. You can take the belt off of
Yeah,
Moxley.
exactly. It's not. Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
not legit.
Yeah, it's like he doesn't have to be going around with, and we don't even get to see the belt.
Yeah.
I mean, if you watch the show, if you don't know that was the champion, you would just be like, "Who's the champion?"
Yeah.
Right.
And the thing is, like, they clearly were setting it up for something else. Like, I don't know if it was going to be Shane McMahon or something, but it's clearly set up. He kept talking about some other person, blah, blah, and then that just ended. So I think they're just spinning their wheels till either whoever it is signs or they come up with some other idea, but it just makes for bad TV and pay-per-views, a bad story. So just cut your losses and just like, okay, let's end this title reign and put it on somebody else.
I mean, it's pretty obvious that Ospreay has a lot of momentum behind him, and it's kind of fading out now. And I don't want to see that happen. They're really missing the boat with a lot of people, and it's like just because this Moxley stuff that nobody understands. I mean, it's
actually a detriment to the show.
Yes,
and the pay-per-views. It always ends in just like you're just like man, it's kind of depressing. Like you had like these great matches, and it always ends in just like, man, we got this guy like pouring bleach down someone's throat, or like.
I mean, that was so depressing. We got Bryan Danielson as the champion, and then he had to retire, and it's like that was a real downer. And you go into this, and it's like this isn't helping. I mean, get into something that we can sink our teeth into. This sucks.
Honestly, I think it was a dumb idea to take the belt. I think he was hurt and he had to get the belt off him. But I think at that point, you really needed to have someone newer get the rub of beating Bryan Danielson in their final match, not someone that's already established as like a top guy for basically his whole career that we see him on TV. He's a top guy. And I'm not saying he stinks or nothing, but this run stinks. But it would have been a better rub for someone if they were the guy who beat Bryan Danielson in his final full-time match. If Will Ospreay beat him in that, or MJF, you could have done a heel MJF beat him and
I'd much rather have seen that. That would have been a lot better. I like Moxley. I don't want to bag on him too much, but this current storyline, I think he looks like a star. I think he does great promos.
He's had some of the biggest stuff in AEW.
This storyline is just god awful, and they need to end it. I mean, because we were saying it from day one. This sucks. Explain this, and this, and they haven't done that. It's just not good.
No, and I actually like I think I'm always a Moxie fan. I love Claudio. Pac, I think has been great at different times. Wheeler Yuta, I don't dislike. I don't think Wheeler Yuta is like a main event guy or something. I think he's good, but it kind of just a waste of like everybody, really.
Nate G's here says Castagnoli deserves better too. I totally agree with that. I mean, he should definitely be portrayed as like the number 2 guy in that group and like somebody who's like this legit threat. And they don't really get on that too much.
No, he just stands there pretty much.
Pac, I'm fucking over Pac. He can just fire him for all I care. He does nothing for me.
The number 2 person in the groups though is the woman. Honestly, she's portrayed as like the toughest one of all.
Yeah, and like who wants that? She doesn't wrestle
and it's
very
not just
good.
That she's a woman. She's just not any good.
No, she's not. I know Moxley likes her and he thinks she's improving, which she was at the time, but we haven't even seen her wrestle recently. And it's like she wasn't knocking our socks off at the time. But it's this storyline just sucks. Get it over with. It's fucking killing your company. I mean, you got all this bad reputation, like this bad press.
You need something hot right now. Honestly, I think they need a hot baby face right now.
Yeah.
And
like
put
Will
the belt
Ospreay.
on a hot baby Will Ospreay. And run with
Powerhouse Hobbs. He had a lot. They freaking beat him. It's
And
like
I
that
think-
was your out right there. If you would have had a shocking moment where Powerhouse Hobbs beat John Moxley,
Yeah.
but they didn't do it.
And right now, I think especially you need the big baby face because you need to start sending the crowd home happy.
Yeah.
To get like people excited. And if you had the thing with I like Powerhouse Hobbs, but for the AEW crowd, it probably would. I think you could have done that too. So don't get me wrong. But Will Ospreay, it's always hard to follow his matches. So if he was champ, you'd always end the pay-per-views or if he's wrestling on the show with the big match where the crowd's really into it. And it would always send people home happy. And I think that would be really needed right now instead of sending people home like all dreary and depressed.
Mm-hmm. Even Okada, I don't think they're using right. Just having him come out and do like call people bitch and stuff. I mean, he has this huge like reputation.
It's very
from Japan.
WWE-ish. It's a very WWE-ish move where you have a Japanese guy and it's just used as comedy for him to say like something kind of stupid. That's it. That is a very WWE-ish thing for the last 30 years, you know?
Yeah. And I just don't. There's just so many things that I think is fairly obvious that they should be doing, but they're not doing it. And it's just like, what the hell? Why aren't they doing this stuff? Are they scared of being like predictable? I mean, predictable is not always bad sometimes.
No,
you know,
I agree.
I mean, if you went with Will Ospreay, I mean, that would be great. I mean, or I mean, now they got
and
this
that's
thing
only predictable to like insiders who knew he's great. It wouldn't be predictable to the audience who wasn't that familiar with him.
And you get his name out there to people who don't know who he is, and they're like,
and by the time you do it, it's just gonna be like, oh, he's just this guy, you know, won matches and lost matches.
yeah, exactly. They're waiting too long on it, and now they're doing a thing where Omega's like joining forces with Ospreay, and they're going to have like a tag team together. Which that's all well and good, but why do they get him out of the title picture? I mean, I know they got to face the Don Callis family and stuff, and I did enjoy that segment from Don Callis's house, or what they said was his house, where he had like this mob type meeting. I thought that was well done, and Don teased for another a fifth member of the group, and so I'm kind of curious to what's going to happen there. But it'll probably be a letdown. It'll probably be somebody who's been there, and you're just like, really, them? You know?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm curious to see where it goes with that, I guess, a little bit. But I'd much rather see Omega and Ospreay shooting for the title. I mean, at one time they were talking about Orange Cassidy was like the guy they're going to run the company off of. Now we're hardly even seeing Orange Cassidy. And it was kind of missed its mark on that to begin with. I mean,
honestly, I think that would have been better. Just Orange Cassidy beating Moxley.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's a guy. It would have made sense storyline because he's like anti AEW guy, and if you had to have an AEW guy beat Moxley. So I think Will Ospreay's a guy, but if not him, like even Orange Cassidy would have been something. Or the Darby thing just seems to have ended. I guess he's not doing it.
Yeah, Darby's going off.
There's no like top strong babyface in the company. Like I know but Kenny Omega is not positioned to be going after him either. It's like him and Will Ospreay are teasing like they're gonna fight. Like,
and you can't do this stuff where you bring somebody out and then you're like, oh, here's their push, and then they're off the next week. And
you have to have them on TV. I've always said that they need like that. There was a time when Collision I thought was their best show. It was like, the first 6 weeks or whatever when part of it was they had a core group of people that you saw every week, and they were in contained storylines that progressed every week. So every time you tuned in, like you knew you're going to see FTR and House of Black and Punk and there's these and Darby, like you knew these guys were going to be there, and you knew you kind of knew their programs.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why they just don't do that on their show generally. It's just really basic kind of stuff.
Yeah. Josh says Orange Cassidy is trash. That is worse than David Arquette as world champion. I don't agree with that.
No, I don't. I mean, he never has a bad match.
Yeah, I mean, David Arquette wasn't even a wrestler. I mean, he was just, He was in a movie.
And he's like, he's
wonderful
been
movie,
really over his entire
Eight-Legged
run, and
Freaks.
he's a big, merch seller. Ricky Starks has asked for his release from AEW. I have been informed the reason is due to frustrations with the current creative process and not being used since a tag team loss. I mean, I feel like we've just been over this a million times.
Everybody knows he wants to go to WWE. Just let him go. Who cares?
Yeah, if you're not using him at all, in my opinion, if you're not going to use someone at all and they want to leave, you should just do the right thing and let them go.
I mean, they might find out that the grass isn't always greener on the other side. When they get to WWE, they can't push everybody in WWE.
Right.
So you're going to get there, and you might not do anything at all. You might be huge.
And
It's
who knows if he would have been on TV this last year and really caught fire and they were using him well, whatever. Maybe he would have wanted, like, you know what, you guys, believe in me. I want to stay here. Who knows? I don't know. But if I was him and I'm not even on TV ever, it wouldn't make me like, oh boy, I really want to stay here.
Did you hear about how it was? I was listening to Conan and Disco, and they were talking about Tony Khan had like a blow up about Bully Ray on Busted Open Radio, talking about Penta's debut. Like he was saying, like, oh, and when you go to WWE, did you listen to the clip where he's saying like that's where you know it's the big league?
I always hate that like attitude, especially it's very funny when Conan agrees, because Conan, he was technically in WWE for like a week or something, but so according to that, then him and Disco have never made it at all then. And Conan was a giant star in in Mexico and places. So this idea that you're never anything, like, don't get me wrong, of course WWE is big and they've been really presenting Penta really well. I think you're hard pressed to be like he looks better, they're not using him well. But I've always hated that idea that like you're just basically nothing and you have no clue what you're even doing unless you're in WWE.
If that was the case, he would have came
for decades and all over the country, all over the world.
He would have came out to a zero response if that was the case. Like you're
right. Because how would they have even known him?
Yeah, if they wouldn't have been familiar with him, they knew who he was. They were cheering for him.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's gotten such reaction, but he has. You can't like just be like he's only getting this reaction because WWE's like has him on TV, whatever. They're even chanting, different things about him. They clearly knew who he was.
And when WWE wants to get behind somebody, they realize that to ride that wave, they're good about it when they actually want to push.
Yeah. And the crowd's reacting to him. We've all seen people where they try to push and the crowd doesn't react. So you can't just be like it's just all WWE or whatever. But they're using them right now, and I like Penta, so I hope they continue because I do actually watch all those segments because I genuinely like Penta, and I was curious how he would do, and so far it is really entertaining.
Well, I like the Orange Cassidy Jericho matches. I think I
thought they were great. I honestly don't even know. I've never seen a bad Orange match, and that Orange Cassidy Jericho feud was honestly I thought they missed a boat after that because Orange won that, and I really thought he should have gone for the title after that.
I mean, Orange Cassidy's been in the business.
I've seen him live many times. I mean, he's one of the most over guys on the show.
He was wrestling for Jakara and stuff, so I mean, he's fairly well trained. I mean, I'd say he's pretty well seasoned. I mean, so. I don't think he has bad matches. I just disagree with you.
No, I remember when he was TNT champ. I thought it was one of the highlights of the program at the time.
Well, I stayed up past my bedtime again, folks.
Oh,
Steven, we just can't let you go, my man. We can't let you go.
Love
we
you
need
that
some
much.
more Toronto Stevie.
Good night.
Oh, he's got to leave. He's got to leave us wanting more. Goodbye.
It will be very funny in a couple years when Edge is long gone and Starks is making good money in the LA Knight role.
Yeah, the Edge stuff in AEW, it's not setting me on fire either. It's like I have a hard time caring about Edge. I I'm not a huge Edge fan. I'll admit that. I like him
cares
better
about
as a
you.
heel. Do what, Ludite?
He loves you, Edge.
No,
He's talking about the whole idea. Like,
do you know him
can I do
personally?
for him? You know?
Oh, okay. I thought you might have been calling him up and be like,
No, you know,
Damn.
you know.
I just think he's so much better as a heel. And
I'm sure he does love you, though. Why wouldn't he?
I talk shit about his wife, so I could understand why you'd hate me for that.
Well,
Yeah.
The
I'd say
official price.
she's a charisma succubus, and she sucked it all out of him because like he has like no reaction whatsoever anymore. Christian is so much over than he is in AEW, I think. I mean, because he comes out and it's just like a wet fart. It's just like, this is just awful. I don't want to see Edge. It's kind of weird looking now too. Well, he's always been weird looking, but
the official prices for the all editions of this year's WWE 2K25. Standard edition $69.99. The Deadman edition $99.99.
What are these?
This is the new WWE video game. So $70 for the regular one, $100 for the Deadman edition.
I think they're raising video game prices overall, though. Like, I think every game is going to be like 70 or something. But
and the Bloodline edition's $129.99.
But you get more downloaded stuff, I think. If you
I will say this in their defense. If you actually compare the prices to video games when I was a kid, and you know, and you take into account, you know, inflation, it's probably not that much different, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, I do think it's high. I mean, $70 is high for a game.
Because weren't like any Super NES games by like $50 or something? I don't know.
They're like 50, yeah, at the time. I mean,
yeah, and that was in the 90s.
I remember even seeing like Mortal Kombat 3, I think it was, because my mom was doing like a toy drive thing for a you know, underprivileged family. And I remember going to a store and they had it priced at like $80. And it was like one of those like higher price stores, but you could actually get it, you know, because it was sold out.
Yeah,
they had it like $80.
I knew this old guy who worked at Bradley's, I think. And I remember like he would save me the video games. And it's weird to think, well, I guess video games today sometimes are the same way, but I remember he saved me that was like the gold cartridge Zelda or whatever. But let's see, Mortal Kombat 2, is that what you said? 3, you mean?
It was like 3. I think this store overpriced a lot of stuff, but
yeah,
I know it was pretty high. And I think I guilted my mom because it was on the list, and I was like, if you're gonna do this, you can't just like not get what's on the list. I was a little shit. I wanted to help the kid out. But it was pretty high for a game back then.
How much?
Are you trying to find out like the original price of it?
Yeah, I can't find it.
Retail price.
Oh, it says in 1995, yeah, it was $69.99 for the Sega and NES.
Yeah.
So let's see. So honestly, if you figure this stuff out,
the thing I hate about it though is if you buy a physical copy, I think that should be like, you know, normal price. But if you buy it digitally, I think it should be cheaper because they don't even have to like print a disc or anything.
Yeah.
You're paying for the internet that you have to download it with. Which you got to download stuff anyhow, even if you get it physical nowadays anyhow. So you're basically just buying like a ticket saying that you own the game whenever you get a disc anymore. You got to download everything else. I was listening to Stevie Richards talk about the Fight Forever game, the AEW game, and they were really bagging on it. I mean, he was tearing it apart, saying how terrible of a game it is. But then when it came down to it, he didn't even know how much the game was, and it didn't even sound like he actually played the game because he was really ragging on it. And I thought that was really out of line to say that when it seemed like he didn't even play the game. I mean, I don't think the game's perfect, but I don't think it's terrible. I mean, he was saying it was like one of the worst wrestling games ever.
I've never played it, so I really don't know.
He didn't. He was like, he didn't even own it. He was like, I was thinking about buying it at one time. I was like, if you don't even own it, dude, you're not even giving a fair review here. Because I've played it. I think it needs polished in a lot of sections. I think it needs a lot of work. But I didn't think the gameplay of it was actually that bad.
So Mortal Kombat 2 in 95, $69.99 would be $144.90. That's equivalent to $145 today. So honestly, the games compared to inflation have not gone up.
Yeah, that is true. That is a good point. I mean, back then they were priced really high.
Bailey, Austin Theory, and Grayson Waller sent to Raw.
Yeah, they did a thing
I don't care about is the draft. That's for sure.
Well, they're just kind of moving them around, and they did a thing where Miz got sent to SmackDown. And so he was happy about that until he found out that the Wyatts were sent to SmackDown as well, because he's like scared of them right now and he wants to get away from them.
It's
and
weird.
He was making friends with Grayson Waller and what's his name, Austin Theory, and they were. He was like, you can be in the Marine 7 and stuff, and they're like, oh yeah, we're going to be in the Marine 7. And then Nick Aldis stopped him and he said, Lawler and Theory, you guys have been just sent to Raw. And so the Miz was without friends again. It was kind of a funny little segment.
This is very nice.
Mm-hmm.
I sent you physical copies of things from my collection that were special to me because you guys are awesome and crack me up every show. Well, thank you, Tyler. It's very nice to hear.
You're a good man, Tyler.
We got, look, Tyler's right here.
Mm-hmm. It's on full display.
It's weird. What I was going to say is I only watch the pay-per-views regularly. I've skimmed through a few of the episodes of Raw on Netflix. So it's some of this stuff, some of those guys I never see at all. Like, it seems like they must just never have pay-per-view matches. So I never see the Wyatts. I've never really seen them besides, like, I watched their debut on YouTube. I don't think they've ever been on a pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I watched the debut, and they've had another match, but I mean, they really ain't using them a whole lot.
Seems like I just see the same like group of people over and over. Then it makes me think, is this all that's in WWE? But then when I see these names, I'm like, man, these are people like. Honestly, I can't remember the last time I saw The Miz. He doesn't really wrestle on pay-per-view. Paul Heyman, WWE is driving pop culture now.
Huh? That's weird.
It's definitely popular. It's pop. I mean, it makes a lot of money, but
yeah, I don't know about.
I don't really
driving
think,
pop culture. I mean, they totally kiss the ass of all these rappers that I don't even know who they are. I mean, they're kind of pathetic how much they kiss their ass. They're like showing them on TV, and they're just like, look at this. Look, it's Little Weezy. I'm like, who is Little Weezy? I have no idea who he is. And it's like your fan base, probably I'd say the majority of your fan base really isn't familiar with these people. I mean, so it's like, I don't know. It's kind of pathetic how much they kiss their asses.
I mean, I don't see WWE. I don't see wrestling shirts out on the wall. Like in the 90s, you saw NWO all the time. Even like sports and stuff, you would see people, do like the DX chop or For Life, all that stuff. And you saw DX stuff. But you really saw NWO in Austin 316.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see people? I never see any. I know Bloodline is big. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know if I've ever seen a Bloodline shirt just out, like unless I was at a wrestling show. I've seen. I've seen AEW shirts. Can't think of the last.
I've seen a Roman shirt. I know that. I don't know if I can say Bloodline shirt. Yeah. I mean, I know back in the '90s you used to see NWO everywhere, and then Austin.
Yeah,
you saw
NWO in
his-
Austin.
You saw that everywhere. The 316 shirt.
Yeah.
But I mean, you were for a while when the Bucks had like the Hot Topic shirts.
Yeah, honestly,
going
I
on.
did
like,
see. Yeah,
you
I did
see
see
more
that.
stuff back
Yeah.
then.
Yeah, Bullet Club.
Yeah, Bullet Club shirts were all over.
I hear a lot of comedians talking about Flair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's not really WWE pop culture. That's
No.
just like I think Flair and Hogan are just in
Yeah,
pop culture.
that was kind of my point.
Yeah, right. Was WWE signing Kevin Nash in 2002 the worst investment ever made for a single talent? No,
you gotta
definitely
try.
not. Yeah, definitely not. I get it. He immediately tore his quad or something, but
Mhm.
I would still say it's a better signing than signing like the Big Show in AEW.
I always like Kevin Nash.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Nash fan, honestly, but it's there's been way worse investments than signing Kevin Nash.
Yeah.
Big Show.
I mean,
Mark
Nash
Henry.
is always good for like some funny promos or something, but like, I can't say
especially
I'm
when
a
he's
huge,
when he's with Hall or
Mhm.
Michaels or something.
not a huge fan of his matches, but I mean,
Yeah.
I never
not,
expect like Nash to tear it down in his matches.
Yeah.
I did like his match with Mick Foley and TNA. I thought it was better.
He
than
has a handful of good his first run in WWF, like Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, he had good matches with.
He's kind of like one of those Piper kind of guys. Like hardly any of his matches are good.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if he really had what I would call a good match in his whole WCW run, but the run was huge. You know what I mean?
It was a huge run.
Yeah.
But did he have good work?
No. But
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't really need to.
Yeah, that is true.
He had
really
great
didn't need to.
segments. He had some of the most
Mhm.
memorable segments, NWO, all that stuff. But match wise, no. But that's why the show was, you had all those guys on top who could just do like the promos and storytelling. But then you got your fill of great matches, with all the super junior guys like Jericho, Malenko, Eddie Guerrero, and your luchador guys. So it was a really balanced show though, because I got great wrestling, and then I also got the storyline stuff. Like I knew if Lex Luger and Nash were out, or Hogan, like it was probably not going to be a great match,
Yeah. I remember watching WCW back, in 98 and 99 and just thinking like, a lot of the matches are good up until the main event. And then the main event normally was just
sometimes they were really awful.
Yeah.
Like matches you don't really see any, you don't really see like straight up bad matches on pay-per-view really anymore. But then like the Age in the Cage, I called it Hogan and Piper. I mean, a match is really bad. And Hogan versus Warrior 2 is really bad. There was a lot of just bad matches.
Yeah. They had some good stuff, but mostly not in the main event,
Yeah. I saw a video of an indie show on the weekend with Fuck Takey, Tony Khan chants as Ricky Starks appeared, and I thought, fuck Tony Khan from stopping. Fuck Tony Khan from stopping making a living. Well, I mean, that's
he's
not
making
very
a living. He's being paid.
He's making a fortune for not doing nothing. So you can't say that.
I think this is just what Tony Khan does. Is if you're a pain in his ass, he's not going to be like saying stop being a pain in my ass or anything. He's just not going to call you.
I don't like that stuff, but it is different from back in the day, like in the 90s. If WWF didn't like you or someone, or like the Clique didn't like you, they would send you to like Memphis and kind of like starve you out where you made no money. I mean, that's way worse, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, they're being paid what they agreed to pay them. I mean, so, I mean, sure, you're not being used.
Contracts.
Mm-hmm. they're not being used, but they're getting paid what they agreed to pay them. So, I mean, just ride your contract out and go to another company. I mean,
Yeah, I don't like it, but it's definitely not stopping someone from making living. That's kind of insane. Name 2 surprises you would like to see in both Royal Rumbles.
Okay, 2 surprises I'd like to see.
I agree with you also, Michael. If it wasn't for Tony Khan, we wouldn't know who Ricky Starks is. I agree with that 100% too.
I would like to see Tessa Blanchard face off with Charlotte Flair in the Royal Rumble. I think that would be a pretty cool moment.
Yeah, I agree.
If she would come out and kind of did like a square off with Charlotte, because I think that's something the fans want to see. Just because of their fathers alone. I mean, they're both.
They need a fake woman Anderson too.
What if they set up a team and then they fought Ronda Rousey's 4 horsewomen?
Yeah, that'd be neat. Do they still have? Are all those girls employed? I haven't seen some of them for a long time. That one, like tall blonde one, I don't know her name. She's kind of lanky. But I haven't seen her in a while. But what's something I'd like to see in the? I definitely don't want to see anybody from AEW show up to the Royal Rumble. That's gonna suck. Yeah. I'm getting worried about the Bucks.
I'd like to see Joe Hendry.
Joe Hendry would be cool from TNA.
I like this. I miss seeing like older guys in the Rumble. I don't have any that really stand out like all this. Oh, hey, Sean Waltman. I'd like to see Sean Waltman in it.
I'd like to see Super Crazy. I think that Super Crazy clip from last week was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Super Crazy come out.
When you guys hear the name Joe Hendry, you think of that guy from the folklore that raced the train?
No, Joe Hendry. It just sounds like kind of like a old logger name or something to me. I don't know.
The guy from Folklore Henry something last name that raced the train.
It's never good. If you race a train, you got to win. You can't lose or tie. Win. It's not good.
Well, I think he ran alongside it.
Oh, that sounds like something Jackie Jones would do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not afraid. I don't see trains and just start, wetting my pants like some people.
You always like to ride my train, that's for sure.
I gotta check it out.
Riding that train high on cocaine.
And you didn't even check.
Casey Jones, you better watch your speed.
Oh, I be ahead. Oh, I be behind.
Ain't you know that notion just crossed my mind?
John Hendry, I thought it's John Hendry that raced the train.
Oh,
John Hendry. Okay.
El Dandy Tyler wants to see Batista. I don't think we're going to see Batista ever back.
Maybe he'll wear a nice blouse.
Who's like a WWE guy that I'd like to see back come out at the Royal Rumble?
Coco Beware.
Coco would be cool. I don't know if Coco's up for it though. Is he still wrestling?
I don't know. Rory McAllister.
Rory McLeod.
The Pirate Burchill.
It would be funny to see him swing out again.
People like, what the fuck?
Luther Reigns. I thought that dude was dead, but apparently he showed up on Rene Dupree's thing, and I was like, I thought he was dead, honestly. Like, didn't you think he was dead? Around? Who?
Horseshoe.
Yeah, that guy, Luther Reigns.
Oh, that's who Luther Reigns is. Okay,
I think
he
so,
was. I
yeah.
thought it was two different guys. Horseshoe's not Horseshoe and Luther Reigns the same guy.
With the real big earlobes.
No, Horseshoe was one of the guys from the power plant.
Horseshoe. I'm not familiar.
I'll find a picture of him. I don't think he went anywhere. I don't think he was. Maybe he was. Yeah, I guess he was.
I'd probably lose my shit if Lash LaRue came out.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, he is the same guy. Okay.
Is it the same dude? Okay.
Yeah.
I seriously thought he was dead until I seen like he was showing up on their show, and I was like, "Oh, really?"
There is another guy I'm thinking of, though. I can't think of who it was that never went anywhere from the power plant. What was that whole group called? Natural Born
Above
Thrillers?
average, Mike Sanders.
No.
Natural Born Thrillers.
Yeah, I'm gonna look these guys up.
Jindrak, O'Hare.
Reno.
Reno Reagan.
Jeez, Reno. I think I remember a Reno. That's been a while. I'm going to look him up.
WCW Reno, yeah.
WCW Reno. Yeah, I remember that guy. This dude, I kind of remember him.
Yeah. He did that one finisher I never liked. It was like, I forget. It was weird. But
The neck breaker.
yeah, but he did it weird, and he did it with the leg or something. Or no, he actually did a cool version of it, honestly. Now I think about it. But he never went to WWE.
Yeah, he didn't, did he?
None of those guys ever really made it big, did they? Natural Born Thrillers.
I guess Sean O'Hare might have been the biggest one.
Yeah, and he really didn't have much of a run. I really think he should have. I think he had a ton of charisma.
Mm-hmm. Well, he kind of died though after he did that thing with Piper. Like,
yeah, he literally died.
I like the character he was going to do where he was evil.
Yeah. I thought
that was a good character. I liked that. Like, he would say like, "But you already know that," or like,
"Yep."
It was good stuff.
That would have been great.
Do you refer to it as the Gulf of Mexico and the Gulf of America? Good Lord.
It's the Gulf of fucking Canada. Get over it.
In July, I'm going to Mexico, Cancun for the first time. Any memories? I've never been there. So
Congratulations.
I've never been there either. Who is this? Nikhil?
Nikhil still, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That'd be a good trip.
Yeah.
Fly the in your head guys down.
Yeah.
In your head sandwich.
Whoa, we can make Nikhil can be the meat.
Well, I'm not certainly going to be the meat. He can fly us down and he can be our meat. In your head sandwich.
Hell yeah.
Every bear needs a twink.
Hell yeah.
Sounds like a good deal to me.
Man. So it's your last shot here for Royal. Well, I'll be giving some away during the week if people become members. But this is your last shot for the live show to get a Royal Rumble number. We got 4 left. So become a member. It only costs $3 a month, or you can become a producer if you like for more. Donovan Jackson. Should Baron Corbin use the gimmick I imagined for him? Tom Pissed Off Peston. A toupee-wearing, easygoing wrestler who powers up after his toupee gets knocked off, and he yells, "Now I'm pissed off!" His catchphrase is, "It's better to be Peston than pissed off."
Sounds like a good gimmick.
I think that's a bad team.
Worth a try.
I mean, it's better than anything he's ever done in his life. So he's a pretty worthless guy. But he's a good man. Lexar, it's been rumored that the NXT and TNA partnership is because WWE is going to eventually purchase the company. I don't believe that's accurate, actually.
I think they just bankroll it to, like you say, kind of hurt AEW. And
yeah, because if they owned it, they wouldn't be able to use it as as an actual other company.
It would just be WWE at that point.
Yeah, because then you would still be like under the antitrust laws if you did different things. Lexar, the price of Netflix is going to increase. Ad tier will go 7 to 8. Standard will be $18 from $15. And premium price will jump from $22 to $24. Are you intrigued? No, Netflix just goes up so much. Like I actually canceled it, but then they offered me that $7 deal, so I kept it. It's not
Yeah.
worth $18 a month for me anyway.
Yeah.
They don't have as much stuff on it like used to be. Well, since there's so many other platforms now, so much of that stuff, is spread out throughout. It used to be Netflix was like the main thing, so almost everything was there. They don't have hardly any indie horror stuff, which is I'm into. Barely any new horror movies at all, like made for Netflix stuff. There's not really a lot on there that interests me.
No, outside of Raw, I haven't really been watching anything on it. I probably should catch up on Stranger Things, but
Yeah, that's something I like. But again, like you can really just get that for the month that comes on, and you don't have to have it like year round for that.
Do you think Raw is going to like sustain like its viewership, or like? I mean, we will never really know, I guess. Or do you think it's going to dip in popularity being on Netflix?
Yeah, I think so. But I do think it'll be good for Netflix because they don't have live shows. And so if they had a movie, like that gets views for like a week or two, I assume. You know what I mean? And then like people don't care anymore. A show like Stranger Things probably like gets a couple months of heavy views. But since Raw is weekly, that is a guaranteed like high viewership every week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It keeps people there.
Yeah. But I do think overall it will go down in popularity. I think WWE knew that. I think that's why they signed that really long-term deal, because if they thought it would rise in popularity, they would have signed a really short-term deal to then try to renegotiate when that deal's up for more money.
What do you think USA would be like if like they're away from Netflix? Do you think they'll just take Raw back, or?
Probably. Yeah,
they took them back from
I don't
TNN.
think loyalty and stuff really means anything to any of these people.
Yeah.
Because they took them back after they left the last time.
Yeah, when they went to TNN, that became Spike.
Yeah, I don't, because it used to be back in the day, like one guy owned like these channels, so then loyalty like would mean something. But now they're big corporations, so they don't really, it's not like it means something personal to somebody.
You know, when they're like the Spike executives, they were like mad at Dixie because she wanted to get rid of Vince Russo, and then they found out he was like secretly still employed. Like, how big of a blunder was that? Like, because I mean, they lost a lot of momentum when they left Spike TV. I mean,
it's a lot to give up for a friend.
So in a way, Vince Russo is the guy who kind of killed TNA.
You should bring that up.
Yeah.
How do you feel about being the guy who killed TNA, bro?
Oh, bro. Yeah, let me tell you, bro.
Of TNA.
I'm not even a worker, bro. How could I kill TNA, bro?
Listen, bro.
You think
I'm not talking all these? I'm not talking all these marks, bro.
He's not talking to any mark. He's talking to the king of the marks.
The new WWE rappers, 2 Chainz, Quavo, and Little Yacht. We're attendance on Raw. Are you intrigued? No, I am so unintrigued that it needs a whole new word. Like, I'm the opposite of whatever intrigued is.
I realize I'm an old dude, and there's probably somebody out there who's into these guys, but I'm just like kind of disgusted that they're like, look at this, I have no clue who they are. I mean, it makes me mad. It's like I just feel like an old dude.
Dude, I know he's sending me new 2 Chainz tracks.
Oh yeah!
Did you hear the new 2 Chainz rhyme? It's really spitting.
You're just
nobody's
sending you 2 Chainz.
But he's better than 1 Chain.
I guess he is better than 1 Chain.
Yeah, me and Tyler S. We were rocking out to the new Quavo track.
I thought that was a fruit.
I mean, I'm just kind of like insulted in a way because I'm sure like most wrestling fans don't know who they are.
Get tickets to Little Yachts.
Hey, I will say this. This was pretty good. They did have a celebrity that I knew, Matthew McConaughey. He was on SmackDown.
All right.
I got to give Matthew McConaughey, I got to take my hat off for him because he stayed for the whole show.
I like his new commercial.
He was there for 3 hours.
Hell yeah.
And they
he's just probably stoned out of his mind.
I think he was there with his kid. But
he was hanging out with Little Yachts. He's like, I heard Little Yachts is here tonight.
I don't think so. But when they came back from commercial in the Kevin Owens match, Kevin Owens was going, all right. I was like, hell yeah, Kevin Owens, that's fucking awesome. And then he was like, you know, giving Matthew McConaughey a little bit of hell. It was pretty good. I did enjoy that on SmackDown.
All of the WWE Raw episodes are completely gone from Peacock. What's left on the WWE Raw is best of matches and clips. Are you sad?
Like they've removed a lot of the Raw stuff from Peacock?
Yeah. I'm not going and rewatching old Raw, so I don't care.
Yeah, I really don't care, but I wouldn't think they would be happy that they're making such a big deal about being on Netflix. I mean, it's like, you're working with this company and they got one of their shows on the competitor, but then they put the pay-per-views on your show and it's like on your stream. So I know South Park had a thing where they got in a big like Warner Brothers versus Paramount kind of thing. Who has the streaming rights? So this could get into some murky business with Peacock and Netflix.
The cock.
It's not good when your Peacock is murky.
Mm-hmm. You don't want your Peacock murky.
Tyler S., do you call your wing wang the little inch?
No. No.
You have a name for it?
My dick? I don't know. What do you want me? I don't have a pet name for my wiener.
Yeah,
I call it my wiener. I call it my cock. I call it my dingaling. My dingaling. My dingaling.
You know, that was
Won't
originally
you
Fats
play
Domino.
with my dingaling?
You know what, Ludite?
That was originally Fats Domino. You got that song before Chuck Berry. It was a cover.
I didn't
One
know it
time
was
I was climbing the garden wall. I slipped and had a terrible fall. It hurt so bad I heard bells ring. So I grabbed onto my ding-a-ling-a-ling. Oh, my ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling. Oh, won't you play with my ding-a-ling? It's a good tune.
It's funny until you realize he went to jail for it.
Matt Riddle
in my hotel.
Matt Riddle is winning the Royal Rumble. I don't know. I think they're done on Matt Riddle.
Riddle me this, bro.
Riddle me this. Riddle me that.
Rizzle me this. The new WWE reality show IFG is going to premiere soon. Are you intrigued?
I don't even know who's in it.
I don't even know what that is. Geraldine, should I show up tonight? You can show up anytime, Geraldine. You just gotta come on. I don't know what you expect. You expect us to just like grab you and pull you onto the show?
I mean, I could do that, but I might get in trouble for doing that. I mean, I just drive up to Buffalo and grab her and
tie her up. Maybe she did that.
She seemed like she was kind of scared of guys from West Virginia anyhow. So.
Yeah, but do you blame her?
What? I'm a friendly gentleman.
Nice Alexa, Tony Khan has been reported more involved with creative. What? I think that's incorrect. I believe it's been reported he wasn't as involved, not more involved. Alexa, the old WWE headquarters in Stamford, Connecticut is sold, converted to an apartment complex. That's weird.
And this is the room where Vince would shit on people's heads.
Do you think it'll be haunted by the spirits of
the spirits of Vince McMahon when he dies? Probably.
Thunder Rosa was reportedly wanted to fight Britt Baker backstage. I mean, that's old news, isn't it?
Yeah, they brought that up though because of all the stuff that's been talked about. I mean, I think Britt is a hell of a talent, but I mean, if she's got this problems with everybody, she's got to realize like you can't be doing that.
Yeah,
I know,
like I said, if it's problem with one person, who knows? But when it's like multiple people, it's probably
yeah. I mean, she was bitching about freaking MJF versus Osprey. And that was the match that all the fans were like good with it being on. They were elated that that match was on, but she had an issue with it, saying it was taking too long. And she was like saying it right in front of his girlfriend, like the girlfriend's not going to go and tell him. I mean, duh. I mean, you gotta have more sense than that.
I blame the dentist in the TV commercials being all pushy. They're bad examples.
What would you do if you went to your would that be weird if your dentist was a professional wrestler?
I think it is a little weird. It's like, why do you want to be a professional wrestler when you're a dentist? I mean, that seems like a much easier living. I mean,
because I want to put the safer roll on tooth decay.
I guess so. I guess that would be nice. That would be a good catchphrase. But like, I wouldn't want my dentist like taking chair shots to the head and then working on my teeth. I mean, she's already said that she had a stroke and stuff. I mean, like, maybe she should be taking it easier. I mean, being a dentist ain't easy. I mean, it's it's probably pretty demanding. I mean, doing all that stuff, but
it has the highest suicide rate.
Really?
A long time ago, and I don't know if that's current information, but at one point, yeah.
I think chiropractors would have killed themselves more than dentists.
But dentists, you're always in other people's mouths, and you're crawling around in the slime, and
you're crawling around in their mouth. You have to be a really small dentist to do that.
Yeah.
Would you let Britt Baker crawl around in your mouth?
Whoa! I'd rather crawl around in hers. All right, Incher, enough of this dirty talk. All in Texas is going head against WWE Saturday Night's Main Event. Well, I mean, it's more like the other way around, but I mean, I think that's a good move. Yeah.
Yeah, they're running a lot of these Saturday Night Main Event shows, so but whatever. I got 2 recorders. I can record both shows.
Nick Hogan, son of Hulk Hogan, was married over the weekend. Are you happy?
No, not really.
I'm fucking elated.
I mean, that kid is just a total fuck up. I mean, he really is.
Didn't he
Yeah, I mean, he
left
paralyzed freaking, what was his name? Nick, was it Nick or John Graziano or something like that?
I don't know. Hogan said it was so big.
And then, Hogan said like he must have had like some messed up stuff, bad karma or something. I'm like, how could you even say that? I mean, I know.
Because he's evil.
I mean, I don't think he should be in prison the rest of his life, but I do think he needs to get his head out of his ass because he was just recently in like trouble. But he probably never will.
Whatever. Does his has Hogan's daughter's singing career taken off?
I heard that she got married. No, she ain't got no singing career. She ain't doing shit. I think she got married recently though.
Really? To Little Yachts?
I think Jujubee told me that. She read it somewhere. I thought
Hogan would not be pleased if it was Little Yachts. I bet
that's not Little Yachtsy. I don't think. I want to show you my AEW.
Whoa! I thought you were going to show us the Little Inch.
I want to show you one of the best cards out of the whole collection. Right here.
I'm excited. Is he showing us baseball cards? What's happening? I don't know what's happening.
It's right on top. It's a box of AEW cards. I already
Oh.
opened them, but here, it's my favorite card in the whole lot. Any prediction who it is?
Big Bill.
No, it's not Big Bill. All right, get ready for this.
Anarchia.
It's a pretty awesome card. Isn't that the best?
Yeah, it is. It looks like he's doing his intro impression.
Go to hell. Satnam Singh in his coveralls. That is a pretty awesome card.
Yeah.
around.
Here he is again.
Damn. Hell yeah, that's what you need. You need multiple Satnam Singh cards.
There's Big Bill. He said
There you
Big
go.
Bill.
Well, they're upper deck. That's pretty good.
Mhm.
He looks like he's in the Mean Street Posse.
Everybody needs the Excalibur card.
I like Excalibur. I think he gets a lot of hate for no particular reason.
I like him all right. He's a hell of a lot better than Pat McAfee.
I agree with that.
There's one point during Raw where Pat McAfee was going on about something, and I actually said to myself in such disgust, "Shut the fuck up."
Yeah, I can't stand the man.
He is so annoying. Action Andretti.
Oh wow.
Jealous, aren't you? There you go. Now you're jealous, Roderick Strong.
No,
I can
boy.
hardly contain myself.
Adam!
Adam!
Start yelling at him again. I'd like him.
There you go. You got Jay White and Juice as a tag
And
team.
the juice is loose.
There you go. Jeff and Jay Lethal.
All right. You get any autographs or anything?
No, I was hoping I'd get an autograph, but I didn't.
Who is
get it.
that?
That's the cowboy, Keith. What's his name?
Keith. The
Keith.
Bad Apple.
Brian Keith. Yeah, the Bad Apple. That's before he became the Bad Apple.
I like the Bad Apple better.
Look at Jericho. He's like, look at me. I'm a rock star on
Yeah,
my
yeah,
wrestling
it's getting all
card.
hard.
Yeah. I'll do something with that card. Yeah. Here's the Death Triangle. They're no more. The guy they treat inhumanely right there. Looks like they're stretching him. Right there.
That's just a candid photo of the back.
Yeah. That's when they were like beating him or something. He's just like, stop treating me inhumanely.
We had a box Troy bought me. It's upstairs somewhere. I forget. We did get an autograph. I forget who it was now. It might have been MJF now. I think.
Tony Storm.
That's nice. Yeah.
Timeless. Timeless Tony Storm.
Get that fast. Yeah.
Luchasaurus.
Whoa, I forgot about him. Man,
Kill
is he doing
Switch.
all right? He's been out for a long time now.
Yeah, he has been gone for a while.
Probably is like the.
There's your favorite, the Dark
Active.
Order.
No, fuck the dark. Are they still? Do they still exist? I haven't seen
I
them.
think so. I think they're on like Ring of Honor now.
Oh, that's a good place for them.
There's Paige.
Man, she's
Or
really not really done much
Soraya.
company.
Yeah, she didn't necessarily.
I
tear
was
up
really
the
happy
world.
that they signed her, but I got to be honest, she hasn't really done anything.
Straight from your mama's kitchen,
Oh,
Jack. Red
Yeah.
velvet.
She even has a fucking apron on.
Yeah, and this one
That's
she
so
does.
fucking stupid.
Stirring it, stirring it, stirring it. Here you
Interesting.
go. There's your favorites.
Oh my god, the fucking has-beens. The has-been boys.
Claudio.
I like Claudio. We are global.
Ray Phoenix.
Hell yeah.
It looks like he's being treated humanely there.
Yeah, they're just throwing him in the air, I bet.
Yeah.
They get Satnam Singh to just throw him in the air. Watch him fall.
Oh, I think I'm treating him inhumanely. I just dropped him.
See?
Did I?
Fucking love for AEW.
No, I dropped Evil Uno.
Oh, good. Yeah, that one you can just throw away.
No. I think this is like a playing card or something. See, it's got like
Oh yeah.
attribute points or something.
Okay, maybe it's like a collectible card game card.
Yeah, so I don't know what the deal is with that one.
CG, as the kids say. Sure.
All right, well, I ain't going through my whole deck here, but unless you want me
That's
to.
cool. No, it's whatever you want to do. And it's up to you. It's your life.
The episode of my life
my
where
life.
it showed us his deck.
It's my life now or never. I'm not gonna live forever.
RJ City.
I always heard so much about that guy. And then I seen him. I was like, good God, this guy's he's not as bad as Pat McAfee, but he's just useless.
It's Sting.
Sting. I miss Sting.
Anna J. Jack. Check it out.
Who's that?
Anna J.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, you like her booty, don't you?
Mm-hmm. What do you like, her knee?
I'm all about her knee. I was trying to think. The Scapegoat. That's the Scapegoat's girl.
Yeah, and you haven't seen him in a while, have you?
Mm-mm. Don't know what happened to the Scapegoat.
Isn't he some kind of champion?
That's what I'm worried about. Like, what are they? I hope none of those guys show up at the Royal Rumble. I think I'm going to have to just stop watching if that happens. That'll be really depressing.
Battle for glory. Can
Yeah.
Jack put his old signature catchphrase, "Thank you for calling, you're a good man," on a t-shirt? I don't remember that being my catchphrase, but sure, we could do that.
Thank you for calling. You're a good man.
Former WWE superstar Matt Riddle skipped an indie wrestling event that he's booked to work at to be at Nick Hogan's wedding. Well, that's pretty fucking shitty.
Matt Riddle's friend with Nick Hogan.
I mean, come on, Josh. I mean, we can't really take you seriously when you're saying that the timeless Tony Storm gimmick's terrible. I mean, it's kind of hard to take anything you say seriously at that point. Can Jack necessarily think that all the men in the world are good men? Well, I have faith in mankind, Incher.
You do?
Mm-hmm. What's your favorite Japanese game show?
This feels like I'm on like a post-apocalyptic show or something where you're like, I have faith in mankind. Like you're having this serious discussion with me.
I mean, come on, man. It's like so over. I mean, you can't just pretend stuff's not over. That's over. What's your favorite Japanese game show?
I can't think of one. Like, I don't know the names of any of them. There was that one where that guy like got his head stuck in the mud and like he paralyzed himself. I think he nearly died.
Damn, that sounds like a good show.
Yeah, it was on like one of those YouTube things that talking about like the most like fucked up things ever broadcasted. And yeah, he like paralyzed himself.
Damn, that sounds terrible.
Just over this dumb game show. That would suck.
What's your favorite episode of Family Ties?
Jeez. I can't think of any.
Well, but ATK was selfish.
I remember this one where they like dropped like some coins and then he said like how much it was, you know, the Michael J. Fox character.
Yeah.
And I thought I always remember that joke. But I can't remember an actual episode like what it was all about.
I know it's a little blasphemous or something, but like I watched it a lot as a kid and I thought it was good. But I've watched a few like as an adult and I'm like,
yeah,
it's just kind of like a run of the mill sitcom, I guess.
They don't hold up.
Yeah, so many of those sitcoms really aren't very good.
If you talk about Michael J. Fox, nobody really talks about Family Ties. They talk about Back to the Future. I mean, that so like superseded those episodes.
I recently saw mice running around my apartment. Do you think that it's will eventually run all over my GCW and TNA ring canvas?
I'd say they already have.
Yeah.
They're well acquainted with the GCW match.
But they fucked it.
They shit all over it. Yeah. Like Vince McMahon.
If they're running around your apartment, I'm sure they've run all over the canvas by now.
Mm-hmm. I bet that's the reason your TV's not working. I bet they got in your TV and ate something.
Maybe you'd open the TV and it's just full of mice.
Hmm.
What's your favorite logo on a ring canvas?
Always liked the Slim Jim one whenever they had it on WCW. Didn't they have Slim Jim on the
I
canvas?
don't know. I
I
like
think they did.
maybe like the fleshlight. I think was then they
They had dude wipes. I thought,
no, that
geez,
was
they're-
honestly okay. So that was really bad. I just feel
yeah.
like,
I don't want
I
to be
know-
thinking about dude wipes while watching it. Not the show.
have you ever what the fuck? Have you ever had your finger stuck up your butt and not be able to take it out? I assume all these questions are things that are really happening in his life. So has Lexar got his finger stuck up his own butt? Like he really does need a TV. So he does have his TV, so he just sits around watching mice and sticking his fingers up his ass.
We need to get this man a TV.
You gotta have
He's
something
missing-
better to do than just finger in your ass.
He's missing his TNA channel, I bet.
He's like, I guess I just gonna start, pleasure and doing some butt stuff to myself. Is he doing it for pleasure? Or is he just seeing like how far he can stick his fingers up his butt?
I guess. I don't know. He needs to watch it on that, though. I mean, he might get it. He could reverse
Like
something.
an hangnail, he might like scratch his butthole or something.
That or
Scratch his
get the
finger.
rosebud going.
Yeah, yeah, you get like an inverted butthole.
Hmm. That ain't nothing you want, Lexar.
Yeah. Oh, and wash your fingers. You don't want to be like sucking your thumb after you had up your ass.
Hmm.
Or rubbing your eye, you get pink eye.
Ass eye.
You gotta watch out for those mice too. They might just run right up your ass if you're exposed like that.
Hmm.
Richard
It's
Gere.
really cold. They want someplace warm to stay for the winter. Right up that ass.
I think I'd just do myself in if the only place warm was Lexar's ass. Just run right off the
I thought
ledge
you
and
said
just
you'd
fall to
yourself
the
in
ground.
if you were like, I gotta go to the doctor because mice ran up my ass. So yeah, so the point is though, Lexar, stop fingering your ass. I don't know.
Well, if the doctor's like, "Oh my lord, those poor mice."
Yeah, his butthole's gonna look like knobs pretty soon. Just stretching it open. Yeah. All right. So my answer to those no. I do not have my finger stuck up my butt.
No. No, me
Jonathan
neither.
Jackson, have you ever had a butt stuck on your
A butt stuck on your what?
finger?
No.
Has there ever been a time in your life where you thought a stunner was the solution to an issue? Oh yeah. Lots of times I thought, man, I should just kick this guy in the gut, give him a stunner, and stomp a mud hole in him
Mhm.
and walk it dry.
But you just can't do that in society.
Nope.
Well, you can make you go away
You
for
end
a
up
while.
in jail.
If you met Vince McMahon, if you met Vince down a long dark alley and he said, "One of us is getting shit on right here, pal," do you think you could fend off the genetic jackhammer? Well, now that he's like 90, I mean,
Yeah. I don't think he has that moniker anymore. I mean, he looks pretty feeble anymore.
yeah,
I'd be scared of like breaking something on the old bastard. And
yeah. He's probably got a bunch of Blue Chew though. But he's still
What?
just like he would probably just. I'm just saying he could probably
we're
get it
talking
up.
about fighting him, and you go,
Well,
he's got a
yeah,
bunch
but
of
he said
blue chew.
Genetic jackhammer meant to like about his sexual prowess. But
Oh, hell.
But I mean I don't think he's Sean, this is one guy I think you could take Incher. Not like in his prime, because I know you think you can beat up everybody, but I think you could beat up old man Vince.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you. What if he beat me up though?
I
That'd
mean,
be bad.
I'd laugh. I mean, not gonna lie. But as long as he didn't do anything.
You would
like-
really root against me with Vince?
No, I didn't say I would root. No, I would not root against you against Vince. Against Vince. No. I would totally root for you to beat up Vince. And sure.
Would you root against me if I was fighting Adolf Hitler? I probably shouldn't have said that name. I'm sorry.
No. And I would root for you against like the Prince of Saudi Arabia and
If I was
against Vince
fighting him.
McMahon and against Rock and Roll Buck Zumhoff.
Mhm.
The spirit of Chris Benoit. That's about it. No, I'm just kidding. Lexar. No, I wouldn't put Lexar with this.
What if I was fighting Jesse Neal?
I would just say there's no dick sucking in this house.
But whose side are you on? Me and Jesse Neal.
Probably you on that one. I don't think you could take him, but I would be rooting for you.
You wait till he goes outside to start taking
I
you
think he'd
away.
probably beat your ass, honestly.
Oh. What about me and Spike Dudley? Whose side are you on?
Who do I want to win, or who do I think would win?
Just whose side would you be rooting for?
I'm on your side.
I don't know. I think you'd secretly be for Spike Dudley. but
Why?
like, beating him
Like
up.
I'm this big Spike Dudley mark. I mean, I have nothing against Spike Dudley, but
I do. He corrected me on the show.
oh well, now I'm kind of in
This
his
is
favor, I guess.
It was a very rude way to correct me. I said rememberable, and he said the word is memorable.
Yeah. Well, he's not very either. So, boom.
Sick burn, Jack. Sick burn.
Are you doing Royal? Yeah, we did Rumble numbers. We gave you one, Sean. Brian Matthew Clutter, Intra's young boy, wants to know, is Lexar lazy? I mean, he's sitting around with his finger shoved up his ass and he can't pull it out. So, while mice are running over him, so I'd say, yeah.
What possessed him to post that on the questions?
You don't need to tell us everything about your life.
Yeah, you got to
some
keep
things
some
you can keep
secrets.
secret.
Yeah.
What kind of secrets does he have? I mean, he's told us
I
about
don't think I
burning
wanna
people
know.
alive and sexually harassing people and sticking his fingers up his
What
butt.
is he ashamed to tell us?
I know, Jesus Christ.
That's some scary shit there.
Yeah. Damn. But you know what, Inch, at the end of the day, Lexar's a good man.
That's Jack seeing the good in humanity.
Exactly.
He's mad at
Yeah.
you though because you banned him.
I put him on a timeout for literally 60 seconds.
It's a long 60 seconds without any
He'll never get back, Jack.
It's a long 60 seconds.
Look, if you're gonna troll
It's
someone,
kind-
you can take a little bit back. Don't be.
It's
such
kind of a
baby.
compliment that he's just so offended that you banned him for just 1 minute.
He came back after that.
He's like, "How dare you take away my in your head for 1 minute?"
Bruce was here when I did the unboxing video. I think he's just not available on Tuesdays lately.
Yeah,
But I hope he's all right.
he's a good man.
Yeah, I like him. I talked to Coast recently, so he'll be back soon. He had some personal stuff going on. But we like Coast. Coast's a good guy.
I love him. I don't like him. I love him.
Should we give Bruce and Coast a number, or what do you
Give
think?
him a number.
Bruce and Coast. All right, Bruce.
They're involved with the show. They're good people. He's got one.
Wow, boy, that's a tiny one.
It is a small one. What were you thinking when you drew that one?
I was thinking I'm gonna draw this the same size inch as Weenie.
I'm a grower, not a shower. You found out about that.
I know. That's why I drew it at full growth.
Thank God Lexar didn't ask me if I got my wiener stuck anywhere.
Next.
In your own butthole.
No, your butthole, bitch.
So that was for who's the other one we're gonna get? Oh, Coast.
Jack went to the hospital. We got to extract denture from my ass.
21.
21. Hell yeah, Coast. Blackjack.
All right, there's only 2 left here, folks. If you want them, if not, we'll give them away this week before Saturday. But not much time is left here.
Just say hello to Jack on Facebook, and he'll give you a number. Say, give me well, let's just put them up for grabs. First come, first serve. Whoever texts you, or well, how should we do that? What do you want it to go to?
Let's
first
do
come,
trivia
first serve.
Here in the probably we should have done trivia earlier.
Yeah, we can't exactly do trivia.
Well,
now.
if you're in the chat right now, type in "I want a number, please," and we will give you one. There's 2 left, so the first 2 to do this, who doesn't have a number.
Josh says me. I think he wants one.
All right, Josh.
Here comes. What? 67? Oh, 19. I was like, what?
Your odds are not good, Josh. You got in case that they decide to do an 80-man number.
Is Michael still in there? Does he want a number?
Who is it?
Michael.
He has one already.
He has one already.
Yeah. Job's is not. You want to give Job's the last number?
Yeah, go ahead, give it to him. If he, I think he'd be cool with it.
All right. It's the last number, so 29.
Ooh, that could win.
Is it really 29?
Yeah, it's the only number left.
Damn.
It must be here somewhere, but it's the only number left, so it has to be. I mean, it's the only number that's left in the bag.
So Jobs gets it for doing nothing. But
well, it's the only number left. They can't give him another number when it's literally the only number left.
I know. What if one of us win? What are we going to do?
We get a picture of us in the Rumble.
Okay, so you're just going to do a picture of yourself if you win?
Yeah.
Well, I was 22, right?
Yeah. If you win, you're going to get a picture of me, beating the fuck out of you in the ring.
Well, that's probably mild with what other things you could come up with. So.
No, if you win, you'll get a Royal Rumble. You'll get yourself in the middle of the ring as the Rumble champion. I think that's fun.
That's cool. I like it.
Anyone else wants to play along throughout the week, just say so on Facebook. You won't be able to win a prize, but you will be in the Rumble contest, and you can play along. Whoever comes out will be your guy. We'll probably do a watch along thing. I think we'll probably just do it on the Facebook group. I really don't want to set up the live stream, honestly. I don't think I would enjoy the show very much watching it. It's not that I would enjoy it watching with everybody, but I'd really be looking away at the screen, and trying to entertain people on the video. I don't think I would.
Yeah, and it also starts at 6.
Yeah, it would be. It's just hard to do, I think. Because we can't, even audio would probably they'd probably strike the channel or something. So I don't know. We'll see about it. Maybe we'll do it. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it. I guess I look, if we did it, I have 2 screens here. So I'd be watching the Rumble here. This is how I guess we could do it. You know what? Maybe we'll do it. Intro, do you want to be on or?
I had to work on.
You have to work. All right. Yeah, I might do that. On Saturday, I'll go live during the Rumble. Come to the chat. We'll chat along on YouTube at 6:00. And we'll do a live watch along. It'll be fun, I think, actually.
Cool.
Because I could call out live what people, who's coming out. Like, Josh, you've got, Rory McAllister or whatever. So yeah, it'd be fun. We'll do that. I don't know how is the show like 5 hours?
I don't think their shows are that long anymore. Like it'll
Yeah.
probably be about
3 or
it's Royal Rumble, so it probably lasts till about maybe 9.
yeah, their shows are shorter. So yeah, I don't want to do the pre-show probably, but I'll come for the actual Rumble show. So we'll do the whole Rumble show. That'd be fun.
Sounds good, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right. It'll be a good time. We'll do a watch along, a chat along. I don't know if we'll open we'll figure all that out. But we'll have the chat room here and people can chat along. It'll be a good time. All right. And don't be a bum. Become a member if we're going to be doing all this for you guys. It's only $3 a month. But thank you to our members. We should give them a shout out here before we take off. We'll grab them. All right. Thank you to our producers, of course. The Lurker. El Santos World.
Mm-hmm.
And Brian Matthew Kletar.
Good men, good men.
Our Hall of Famers, Vic Schiavone, Ricky Ferguson, Stephen Butler, Dave Deadman, and the Double Guns. All right, so I'll be back Saturday. Thursday, if you like horror, I'll be on with some independent horror creators. That'll be a fun show. And Sunday is Severed Limbs. So if you want to watch, get together and watch some short horror films, it's usually about 4 hours. It's free to watch. That'll be on the Without Your Head Twitch. And that is a good time. So it'll be independent horror shorts and trailers. It's usually a pretty active chat room with the filmmakers and watchers alike. It's a good time.
All
right.
right.
We'll be back Tuesday.
Take care.
Looks like Titus O'Neil will be coming on soon. Ahmed Johnson will be coming on.
Excellent.
And Vinny Russo. Vince Russo. So we'll work out the dates for everybody.
Sounds good.
All right. See you, folks. Good night, everybody. Thank you, Inter. Thank you,
sir.
Thank you to the chat. You're all good folks. I love everybody, even if we're sometimes we mess around with you, but I'm never actually mad. All right, Intro, let's get out of here.
Bye-bye.
Andre the Giant. Andre was big. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was not small. No, no, no. Andre could drink, and he could fight. Drink, 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 and a fight, fight, fight. Andre was big. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was not small. No, no, no. Andre could drink, and he could fight. Drink, 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 and a fight, fight, fight. Andre the Giant. Andre was big. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was not small. No, no, no. Andre was great. He was not bad. A great big heart and a great big man. Andre was big. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was not small. No, no, no. Andre could drink and he could fight. Drink, 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 and a fight, fight, fight. Andre the Giant.
From Grenoble, France.